Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is Brunch Boxing. I'm your host, Matt, and obviously we have the voice of Brunch Boxing, the master of the walk and talk, the master of the sit and spit, the John Madden of boxing himself, EzRaw Boxing. What's going on, Ezra?
It's a great day. 2 weeks, 2 weekends in a row, we got boxing, and we have two cards today. It's a fantastic day, and you know what? We got football today too. We got the Rams today. I couldn't be in a better mood.
And of course, on the boards today, we got the master marionette, the producer of Brunch Boxing, Mr. Huey P. What's going on, Huey?
Doing good this morning. Had an early start, got a good start to the day. I pulled an EzRaw, went to Starbucks, got the coffee since he quit it. And it's going to be a good show.
Someone's got to fill that gap. Someone's got to fill that void for the great business of Starbucks. Someone's got to fill that void.
Go.
Hey, well, we got a lot to talk about today, man. Kicking it off with...
Wait, you didn't introduce Mike.
I didn't know Mike was here.
Yeah, Mike
He just joined.
Oh, wow. We got a full house today. A man who needs no introduction, apparently. The COO of Brunch Boxing, the Mexican out here himself. Mike, what's going on, Mike?
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, guys. Excited for the show today.
Yeah, man. It's going to be a big day today, man. Starting off with our guy, Oscar De La Hoya, CEO of Golden Boy. His latest clapback Thursday. He had some very interesting things to say. Cue the video, Huey.
What's up, guys? Happy New Year, man. I've been busy this week finalizing the Ryan Garcia-Barrios fight, and details will be announced on Monday. I'm really excited to be working with PBC and Al Heyman. Look, we have a lot of great matchups to be made as the U.S. top promoters, so I'm looking to keep the fights here in the U.S. In the meantime, Eddie Hearn is begging the media for this Boots and Vergil Ortiz fight. It's so stupid as a promoter to pigeonhole your fighter into one opponent. You lose your negotiating power, which ends up being a lot of lost money for your fighter. Also, every time a manager tries to be a hero and negotiate behind the promoter's back, they lose money for the fighter. And at the same time, violate the Muhammad Ali Act. And you know what? I'm going to start sending legal letters enforcing this because I'm fucking tired of it. Some managers are just full of shit, and I will be exposing them, trust me. Look, Vergil can fight 2 or 3 different guys in mega fights. He's got options. Imagine him with Errol Spence at Dallas Cowboys Stadium, or Sebastian Fundora in a mega fight in Vegas. Boots is part of the plan, but it doesn't have to be next. But Eddie, since you're so desperate to make this fight, then let's do this. 60-40 for Vergil and 5% to the winner. Because I'm generous and I'm not moving off those numbers. You're the one who's begging for this fight. So let's go.
Now, as Oscar De La Hoya said, hey, I'm laying down the gauntlet here. You want to fight Eddie, you want to fight Boots, 60-40 split in favor of Vergil. I want to ask you first, Huey, because you usually don't get to lead up the show, but I want you to lead up the show this time. Is this fair or foul on Oscar De La Hoya's part?
Well, I mean, realistically, it's foul because I don't know how you give 105% of a fight. Now, I know what he meant.
I was doing the math on that one too, Hugo.
No, I know what he meant. He meant 60-40,
Yeah.
and then the winner takes 5% from the other. I knew what he meant.
Yeah. He meant
he didn't
eight,
explain
he meant
it
8
well.
times 3. He meant 8 times 3.
So, so I get it, but I like it. I don't mind it. If you can't come to an agreement, I don't mind we do a 45-45 or 47.5, winner gets an extra 5%, something like that, or a split like that. I don't mind it. And you know what? Putting in the 60-40, like, I get what he's saying, because you know what? That fight could end in a draw. And then who gets that 5%? The promoters? Fuck that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of interested in the other stuff you had to say, too. I know you heard that, too, Ezra. So
Did I hear it?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But what's your thoughts on this 60-40 thing with Boots and Vergil?
I think, honestly, Oscar has no interest in making that fight. That's the way I always felt about this fight, I thought they had no interest in making it because there were opponents there that could make Vergil money. I think were less of a risk in their eyes that they could beat. So I never thought they had interest in making this fight. I think the 60-40, which was really whatever the numbers the thing to winner gets that. It's to me it's just you're saying something that they know that Matchroom's never going to go for. Matchroom wants 50-50 on this, and they know they're not going to go for that. So I think that what he's talking about is maybe Vergil's manager's trying to, I guess it's obvious what he's saying. The Vergil's manager's trying to work out some deal behind their back that, hey, we get this, and they could get that in Vergil's ear, and then Vergil will hear that and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go with that, and they could maybe force this deal. I think Golden Boy has other plans for Vergil. I think they have bigger plans, and I think it's the exact same thing you're hearing, Matt, is what I'm hearing.
Well, what are you hearing?
I'm hearing that the Golden Boy is going to be doing business with PBC. I'm hearing the Golden Boy right here from that what he said right there is Golden Boy has a lot of fights with PBC that can be made. They can be made in the States. They can be made with big crowds. They can be made to make stars. And I think that is the direction we're going to see Golden Boy going. And I think that the signs have kind of been obvious about it. And if we're hearing that, that maybe the zone deal's done, maybe the Golden Boy won't have a home, I think they're going to have a home. And I think it's going to be mixing their fighters with PBC fighters and making good, excellent cards with both their fighters, which makes perfect sense. That's what I think we're hearing right there.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Why is 60-40 meaning that Golden Boy don't want to make the fight? I think that 60-40 is a very fair split, being that Vergil, like you said, has so many options.
No, I think it's a fair split too, but I think that they know that Matchroom wants 50-50 on the fight. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not unreasonable business-wise, but I think they know the terms that Matchroom's wants, and what they're offering and saying they know Matchroom. They have a feeling that Matchroom won't take. I think that's
but you could want 50-50, right? But you only get what you have the power to negotiate.
100%.
If you don't have the power to negotiate 50-50, then it is what it is. Because let me tell you something. If he's not fighting Vergil Ortiz next, who's going to fight that's going to get you excited?
Yeah, he's in the. To me, Vergil obviously is in the advantage negotiating wise because Vergil has opponents. Like that's exactly when you bring up the Earl Spence stuff, right? And it's like, well, obviously, right? He's going to go the Earl Spence direction if that's a real fight because that fight's going to make more money, right? For him, even whatever the split is, he's going to make more money in the Earl Spence fight. It's going to do more attention for him, and it's going to compound his fans and build more interest for him going forward. So as I'm saying, yeah, you're right about that 100%. Boots doesn't have that name to say, well, if I don't go this way, I'm gonna go this way. You know what I mean? Like, what's Boots' name? Mortazayev? That's not going to be a huge fight.
Well,
that's
not going to be Mortazayev anyway because Mortazayev fights on the 31st.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, with the names that are out there, he doesn't have the obvious names for him. So yeah, obviously Vergil's in has the advantage here. But I do think that Golden Boy knows that they want 50-50. They're willing to offer this, but I don't think I think they're going to go a different direction here.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to go whatever direction Eddie Hearn and Boots makes them go. If Eddie Hearn and Boots comes to the table, willing to play ball, willing to accept the offer, then you know what? The fight will happen. I could say, hey, this is our best and final. It's up to Boots to decide if he wants to bet on himself, if he wants to get this fight and get it moving. Because make no mistake about it, if he beats Vergil Ortiz, that's automatically the biggest win in his career. This is the biggest fight in his career. So why would he not take that split in order to make this fight happen? It's not like he's getting fucked on the deal.
I 100% agree with you. 60-40 is more than fair for Boots.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, man. I feel like anytime you could get in the limelight, even if you got to take a little cut and pay, it's good for business. You know what I mean? It brings more customers. And if I'm Boots, I take that deal. But who knows if that deal was really there?
Well, Oscar put it out there publicly. He got it.
And then they say, and then they say yes. You know how it is, man. It's
but Mike, how crazy will Oscar De La Hoya look if they accept 60-40, and then all of a sudden I say, psych, I was just playing.
Man, this guy's nuts.
Crazy.
I mean, Oscar's done some crazy stuff that we've seen, and he seems to recover. So man, we're in a different world, man. Unfortunately, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Ultimately, do you guys think that we get this fight next?
No.
I
No,
want to
no
get
way.
one more person's thought on this. We do have the host of the Sunday morning sermon joining us, Philadelphia's own TY. What are your thoughts on Boots and Vergil and what Oscar had to say?
I ain't surprised. They gonna possibly do what they do. They don't want the fight for real because what you all always say, negotiating in public. He want the sympathy of the public when he fights somebody else. It's cool. We already know what's gonna happen when they fight. It's cool. He ain't gotta fight him.
All right, let me ask you a question,
And
Ty.
and one guy can't sell a Sunday dinner. So go ahead. Go go
Let me
go
ask you a
chase the
question,
ghost.
Ty.
Go chase
If
the
you're
ghost of Earl
Boots,
Spence. Go
can you hear
ahead.
me, Ty? Can Ty
I can
hear
hear
me?
you. What's up, homie?
All right. If Boots wants to fight, right, and this is a big fight for him, and
Mm.
this is his best option, why would he not take the 60-40 split in favor of Virgil just to make the fight happen?
What makes Virgil the A-list and what makes him the star of this fight?
It's not. He's not the A side. He's not the star of the fight. But what he is a
What ma-
guy with more
what
and
makes
better
him be able
options
what makes him be able to dictate terms to anybody?
because
What
he
has
has
he
more
done?
options. He has more
Oh,
options.
okay. Here we go. If I'm Boots, we'll see his options again come January. I mean, come June.
No, but
No, I don't have to.
you
I don't
don't
have to
want
fight you.
that.
I don't have to fight you. So this the thing. He ain't got to fight him. Keep building your thing and to come to you because here we go. Is another guy in the division, and it'd be a big fight. Overplay your hand and let Boots eventually fight Xander Zayas in the big fight on the East Coast. So keep playing your hand with Oscar, chasing the ghost of Earl Spence. Go ahead.
But who would Boots fight next in the meantime?
It don't matter. Here we go. Whoever he fight, he got a whole city behind him, so he be all right.
Rashidi Ellis?
Hey, he be all right. He
Oh,
can fight Brent.
okay.
He can fight Brandon Adams.
No. Brandon Adams fight. It came in Aguacro.
Like he can fight Brandon Adams. Who is the guy you talking about? Who?
The fight's already signed and sealed for April, man. It's done.
Man, who? Come on, bro. We talking about these guys.
The Black Irish guy, man. Come on.
Uh,
So you just think Boots should not accept this deal, even if it means the fight happens?
why, bro? Why? Who is Vergil Ortiz to dictate terms to anybody? He a 30-year-old prospect.
Man. All right. I listen. For me, if I really want to make it happen, I'll just take because it's not really a pay cut. It's 60-40. He's probably guaranteed a certain amount of money. I think the split is only going to be on pay-per-view profit. I think he should take the fight.
What? What network is gonna be on?
Well,
So,
wait, but I'm just curious though, because okay, I know he says 60-40, whatever. I still think that if there's other deals in there, they're gonna take more than this deal. So I whatever the 60-40, whatever was said, it don't mean nothing, right? But I'm just curious, Ty, do you think that 60-40 is fair for Boots?
No, it should be 50-50.
Okay.
Because okay, you could say Virgil got a better resume, and I could say Bruce a bigger ticket seller.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would only be right. The money would only be on what value brings to the fight. So we know that Boots sells tickets. We know that for sure. That's proven. But like Matt said, if Virgil says, "Hey, I have an Earl Spence fight, I have a Fundora fight, I have these other fights that I could get," then then that's where he would be able to dictate the terms. It doesn't necessarily mean it's fair as far as we compare what we're bringing to the table. But he's saying, "Hey, I don't need this fight." Now it
Who
feels like
But who
Boots
says
needs
that's
this
true
fight,
though?
huh? No, but I think Boots needs this
Who,
fight
who
as
says
far as
who says it's true though? Say they calling a bluff. Say they don't got to
oh
fight.
maybe
They
yeah
calling a bluff
maybe
on negotiation terms.
yeah maybe right. That's the point of negotiating. But let's just say that's not. Let's say that those fights are possible, right? Well, then Boots would be at the disadvantage. You would agree, right? Because then Virgil has other opponents that he could get that Boots wouldn't be able to get.
and I just want to say those fights are possible. I heard that the Spence offer is out there already, so those fights are possible. He ain't
Well,
bullshitting.
we'll see. I thought Fondora's fighting Keith Thurman next match.
I said Spence, man.
But Oscar said Fondora though.
Oscar said Spence and Fundora.
Okay then. So
I
don't try
think
to say.
when Oscar's talking about, he's laying out a roadmap for maybe the year
Okay,
on
well,
possible opponents for Virgil.
that's a great map. Let's see this map get used. I doubt it.
Matt, to answer your question from earlier before Ty joined, I do think we get this fight. I just don't think we get it next. I think that we might get it before the end of the year, maybe in the late third, fourth quarter. But I don't see it happening before then. And I don't necessarily know that that's the plan on the Matchroom side either. Like what we heard from them is they wanted 2 fights at 154 and then they would go after it. And I think he still wants to have that second fight.
No. We're not doing that. Boots wants this fight now. We're not going to do that whole, well, look what they said or we thought they said that they trying to, no. Boots wants to fight now. Okay? It's just a matter of getting the fight done.
No, I do say that. I'll say this: if it doesn't happen next, it's not happening this year. Because
I agree.
Hey, if Vergil is going to go,
if it doesn't happen next, not only is it not happening this year, it's not happening at 154, and probably not next year either.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Like I said, especially for this year, if he goes to fight, say Spence, then they're going to lay out a PBC roadmap with him. He's going to go fight all the guys on that side. That's what that means. Like, I think Oscar De La Hoya is hinting at some really big stuff there on far as like business wise of the whole Golden Boy. So I think that's where most I take from that video. But I don't think this fight's happening.
Can I ask a question? Let's say it goes the way Matt says it's going to go. Thurman wins. We expect Thurman to fight twice in a year?
Yes.
He's going to make it to the ring twice. He's going to make it to the ring twice in 1 year without injury.
Thurman was going to fight twice in a year last year. It was Fundora that got injured.
I don't know, man. I think that's hard. I think that's hard to rely on with him.
Also, those are some big paydays for Thurman, right? Like if you beat Fundora and you line up a Vergil fight, like that's a pretty decent payday, right? Like you're at that point.
Fundora, he might actually entice Spence to fight him.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like I think that's realistic.
And don't forget, happen. We also have
it's going to go the way we think it's going to go.
We also have the Loom Inspector of Jamel Charlo.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. If he gets on that side, there's plenty of opponents on that side. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be without opponents. I'm just saying, like, just what De La Hoya said in there. I mean, just take it right there. That's the business strategy. He mentioned I want fights in the States. That's a shot at how it's working on the other side. Like it's just pretty obvious what he's saying.
Yeah. From the listener. Questioner from a branding listener of the year. If that fight were to happen, where does it take place?
That's the Vegas fight.
Which one?
Vergil Boots.
Oh, yeah, it's Vegas.
It's the Vegas fight because they're going to want to make it as big as possible. And I'm sure MGM would love that fight.
Now, we have a question from friend of the show, host of the longest reigning YouTube show, The Boxing Source, J.R. Bell. And Matt, maybe I need to hit your music if you have an answer to this, but has Spence been to a gym?
Yes.
Do you have any news? Do I need to hit your music?
I have no news for you.
Okay.
No news. I ain't snitching.
I mean, well, he kind of dropped news already. He said that offer's out there. So, I mean, if you guys are paying close attention, you know.
No. About who he's training with is what we're talking about.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, though, if we're waiting for news on Spence, like I just said, there's a fight offer out there.
Hey, man. Earl Spence, Jamal Charlo, Terry Norris, Winky Wright. Who else coming back from the Goose to Pass? Y'all want these guys to come back. Who? Tommy Hearns coming back?
What's your problem with legends, huh?
I like legends that fight.
Yeah, and so they're trying to fight.
Yeah, did they fight since COVID? COVID over.
Yes. Yeah.
It's been almost 3 years. COVID over. What they trying to get NIL money? What they trying to do? They're saying what's going on?
Hey man, when you fight 2 dudes on that snack pack, take you a while to come back. Well, we'll see.
They might need some snack pack to step your nutrition up. Stop eating water and cornflakes and peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
I'll give you the last word on this TV, then we can move on.
What was that?
I said I'll give you the last word on this, and then we can move on.
I don't have anything else to say. Like I said, I think we might get it before the end of the year if it's not happening next. I see what you guys are saying. I just don't know if it's necessarily worthwhile to count on the dates that PBC is going to put out, and also some of the fighters that might be relying on him to fight.
Yeah, I agree.
So next up here, you had this in your rumor report last week, but didn't get quite to it. Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios details are set to be announced on Monday. What do you have for us here, and what's your buzz for this fight, Matt?
I'm at about an 8. Not quite a 10 yet. I need to see them face to face. Like, I know these are both big welterweights. I don't know who's bigger. I don't know. Ryan looks jacked in all his photos. Could be AI. He says it's not. I need to see all this in person, you know. So I'm ready for everything to be announced. I'm curious to see if it will stay on the 21st of February or if it moves. Because 6 weeks is not a lot of time to build a pay-per-view. But unofficially, it feels like this pay-per-view's been building for a few weeks now already. How you feel about that, Ezra?
Yeah, I feel like it's plenty of time. It's plenty of time. Ryan's been all over the place. Like, I've seen Ryan over things. Now, whether I agree with that strategy or I think that's good for him getting ready for a fight, I don't know. He's been all over the place. He's been on all these YouTubers things. I see a bunch of clips of him on Twitter and everything like that. So I think people are ready to see him fight. If he announces a fight, then people will be kind of locked in and already in the rhythm with what he's got going on. I think this fight's going to be really anticipated. Like, I do. It's something about these two guys. I think that when they, like you said, when they're face to face on a poster, I think that kind of like one of those things too, like where it's just like the matchup, just kind of when these guys, like I said, when they're face to face or whatever on a poster, it's going to look good. It's going to look good. It's going to look like, damn, like this is going to be a good fight. And people that are casuals are going to be drawn into this fight. And Barrios is coming off the Pacquiao fight. And, you know, Pacquiao's old, but like I said, most casual fans don't give a damn about that. They don't even know that. They're just like, hey, this guy had a draw with Pacquiao. He's going to go and fight Ryan. I think it'll be a big fight. I'm glad we're getting it. It sounds like we're getting it in February. I'm glad there's no delay on it. Let's just get this schedule rolling. Let's get these fights out there. I'm really excited for this one.
Now, before you said that you think Ryan's going to win the fight, has that changed at all?
No, I think he's going to win the fight. But the one thing with Ryan is you never know what you're going to get with him, right? Like, I don't know what you're going to get with him. I don't know what mental state he's in. I don't know. You know, I've seen him get dropped before. I've seen him get hurt before. Like, I think he's a little bit chinny. So, like, would I be stunned if he gets dropped in this fight? No, I wouldn't be stunned at all. Would I be stunned he gets dropped and still wins the fight? No, I wouldn't be stunned at all. With Ryan, it's really unpredictability. But unpredictability kind of sells. Like, unpredictability is what keeps you interested. Unpredictability keeps you, like, on the edge of your seat. So I don't know what you're going to get with the guy. He looks in shape, but he also looks like he's training in his kitchen. I keep saying that. He's training in his kitchen. You know, how serious is he taking this camp? You never know with the guy. Who is he training with? You never know with the guy. But he's also one of those guys that, you know, like, let's be honest. He rolled off the couch, drunk, not in shape, and beat Devin Haney. I mean, that's the truth. That happened. This dude is an enormous talent, but you don't know what you're going to get with him.
It looks like he's training with Gorlock.
Yeah, I've seen that. Gorlock was taking those body shots.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But, yeah, it's very interesting. I want to see what the fight looks like. You know, I'm starting to lean Barrios.
Really?
I am. I'm starting to lean Barrios. Maybe it's the PBC Matt and me. I'm starting to lean Barrios a little bit. I don't know, man. Those pictures of Ryan being shredded already, it reminds me of when Mikey Garcia posted those pictures where he looked like a swole kangaroo. I don't like it. I don't like stuff like that, man. It makes me feel like you're trying to trick somebody. So we'll see.
When is the dude not really shredded though? Like, every time this dude's training, like, it's like, as I say, it's not like Ryan blows up and gets fat. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, all he did was just post a picture after he hit the weights. Like, that's it. Yeah, a lot of people that are boxers are gonna look pretty shredded when that happens. So yeah, that right there wasn't a warning sign. The dude always kind of keeps it around as you know, decent shape. Like I said, I thought he was kind of fat in the Haney fight, right? But usually it's right around.
The internet take him out?
Yeah, took him out.
Yeah.
They finally caught him. Listen, Matt, Ryan, just stay ready. Matt, I just think he stay ready all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting that Mauricio Suleiman had to defend the WBC's decision to sanction the fight, and he said exactly what Ezra says. It seems like Ryan is an enormous talent. Obviously, he has a talent. You know, let's see the fight. Let's make it happen. and I don't mind that at all. You know, I really don't. You were saying, Ezra, before Al Heyman took your internet.
I don't know what part I got cut off on, honestly. But I would just say like he always stays in shape. Like I said, any fighter. He's not a guy that gets like really fat. He's not a guy that blows up. So nothing stuns me that this guy was in shape or after a workout he looked ripped. That doesn't stun me at all.
All right, we can move on.
Hold on. I like the fight.
What's
What are your thoughts on the fight, Matt? Or Ty?
I don't know who gonna win, but I got a name for it. I'm calling it the Mid Bowl. And it's two mid guys fighting. It might be fight of the year. I don't know who's gonna win, but they might beat the shit out of each other. He might knock Barrios out. You never know. But I'm anticipating for the fight because sometimes you know this because y'all boxing fans. When you put two mid guys in the ring, they put on great fights. It's gonna be a great fight. I agree. It's gonna be a great fight, Matt. I don't know who's gonna win, but should be a great fight.
Does anyone have a problem with Ryan getting a title shot?
No, he does great
No.
events.
Right? I mean, like I said, we already know like stars, people with names, they're gonna get more opportunities than most other people. Like that's the way the game works. I think to be outraged by that at this point, I think it's kind of like I don't know. It's like, well, you got to take for boxing for what it is, and that's what it is. Like he's a star, he's a name, he's gonna get opportunities. That's just it. That just is what it is. That just is what it is. And I just can't see people like, oh, well, that's not right and all that. It is what it is. Maybe it's not right like in the grand scheme of things, but as far as boxing, this is pretty standard. All right, I'm ready for the next thing.
All right. Next up, also from the title of the show here, we have Robert Garcia that say that Bam Rodriguez will fight the winner of Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani.
Cap.
Ezra, I want to start with you. It says, what are the odds? I don't want odds. Scale of 1 to 10. What's the likeliness that we get that fight after Junto and Naoya face in May?
I think it's very good chance. I think it's a very good chance. Here's the thing with Bam. I think they feel like they came into this. This is his prime. I think they're saying this is his peak right here. This is he's finally full-fledged elite. We feel confident. Everything he does in the ring, everything we're seeing in sparring, everything. It's a game changer. It's another level, and they want to find out. The one thing is Bam's always said is like, I may not be in boxing long, but I'm going to find out how good I am. I'm going to find out. I'm going to take the chances to see how great I really am. And I think that's what they see right now. I think they see that this Inoue fight doesn't happen now. Or, I think mostly they're taking Inoue, but let's see what happens in that Juice fight. But if they say Inoue fight don't happen now, it may never happen. We may never catch up to each other. So they say this is the right opportunity. Also, like, I'm not putting it past them that they've seen Inoue get dropped 2 times. Maybe they don't think that Inoue looks as impressive as he once did at State versus Picasso. Maybe they don't think that. And maybe they think, hey, we could get him right now. Well, right now is the perfect time to get him. I think Bam's going to find out. I like one thing about Bam, I don't think he's afraid to find out. And I think there's a lot of money in it. I think there's a lot of money in Bam going. And if he goes to Japan to do it, there's a lot of money in it. If they do it over here, there's still a lot of money in it. So he
ain't afraid to find out, but he going to fuck around and find out.
That's fine. That's fine. That's the problem. You see, this is the thing, though. Like, fans, right? They cheer, they want the win, but they're scared. I'm saying, not me. I'm a fan of boxing. I want to find out. But I'm telling you right now, the level I'm seeing of Bam and the level I'm seeing Inoue, how much I ran there? There's not this huge gap that people are trying to portray. There isn't this huge gap that people are trying to portray. This dude, Bam, is just as good as any fighter right now that steps in the ring. I'm telling you, this dude is a special fighter. He does special things. He's one of the best offensive fighters, and stat-wise, he's second on the least touch fighters. He's right behind Shakur on how much he gets touched in the ring. This dude is a special talent, man. And to say, oh, well, this is dumb, or he's gonna find out, he's gonna get killed. It's like, hey, I have no problem. After the Crawford thing, maybe my mentality changed. I have no problem when a special fighter wants to fight another special fighter. I want to see it. When a special fighter says, I'm gonna do something, hell yeah. You have complete go ahead with me. Go ahead and do it. That's how I feel about the fight.
What you think about this Bam situation, Mike?
I said this would happen. He would avoid either Junto or Inoue. one of the two. But what Ezra is right, they saw that Picasso. I mean, Picasso didn't even beat Kameda. You know what I mean? And so for Inoue to go 12 with a guy like that, they're like, oh man, let me try to jump in there now. You know, they jump in before Junto if they could, because they're seeing them. But even then, this fight won't happen until 3 years from now.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Because if
This
it doesn't,
fight will not happen. This is the same guy who went to fight for a vacated belt that Junto held. Like this is that same guy that oh, he wants all the smoke. He'll do this and that, and then didn't do this and that.
well,
He waits out people, and so
Junto takes care of his
No,
business.
let Mike finish.
No,
Let Mike
but
finish.
if
We
Junto-
don't talk.
3 years, we'll get this fight, and depending on who wins, because
If
we
Junto
gotta
wants to
stop
ban
acting like
fight-
Inoue can't get hit.
If Junto wants the Bam fight, go be Inoue and
Oh, dude,
and
that
the
is
Bam
crazy. That is
fight. If Junto wants the Bam fight,
when
he has
Junto
the
moves
perfect
up to his
opportunity
division and he goes
get
down
it.
and he takes Junto's vacated belt. That's crazy
he has,
talk
he
right
has a
there.
perfect opportunity to get it by going to beat Inoue.
Yeah,
Then he
this
could
is-
get the Bam fight. Because you know what Bam said?
Ezra's
Bam
gone
just say-
full MAGA on Bam. That's how he sounds like when he talks Bam. Like
he-
it makes zero damn sense. The
But
evidence
he
is
says-
there, but he sees
says-
something else.
You know, it's very
I'm gonna let Ezra talk.
it's very disrespectful what Bam did to Junto. I agree with you on this. He said, "I want Inoue," because he's saying Inoue's going to beat Junto.
No,
so I can't wait to
no.
fight
First of
Inoue.
all, no. That's not what he said. They said they want the winner.
They
But
want the
it's
winner.
also very-
They want the winner.
No, Robert.
The whole
Hold on.
thing-
It's
No,
also
wait,
the whole
very-
thing
but
is that
hold
they
on,
want
Robert
Ezra.
Garcia on
Ezra,
Twitter, on X.
Can you please let Mike finish his point, though, Ezra?
on
Ezra,
X.
why are you filibustering? Let Mike finish his point. You
Go
had
ahead.
your chance to get out everything you wanted to get out. Now it's
And then
Mike's
you made it-
turn.
And then
Let
you
him
brought me on
talk.
the point where I need to talk.
Let him talk.
I'm done, man. I go ahead, Ezra. You got the floor.
On X, when they posted Inoue, Robert Garcia, they said, "Will this fight ever happen?" He says, "We will see him soon." They said, "We will see him soon." That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. So, like I said, they don't think Junto's going to win that fight. Junto looked shaky last fight. I'm the one telling people I think Junto's still issues for Inoue in the fight. I still think that's a very good fight. I think it's a very good, interesting matchup. But I'm telling you right now, Bam will fight the winner. So if Junto wants that Bam fight, that's fine. There's a perfect plan there for you. Be Inoue and get it.
Well, that's the difference. Inoue would fight both the guys, Junto and Bam. Junto will fight both the guys, but Bam will only fight one of those guys because he ain't taking no risk.
The interesting thing is, you're saying if Junto wants the Bam fight, go fight and beat Inoue. Well, let me break it to you. If Junto beats Inoue, it's no longer the Bam fight. It's the Junto fight.
Uh-huh.
If Bam wants the Junto fight, maybe they make him jump through hoops to get the fight now. Because
I wouldn't be
Junto would
surprised.
be the man.
I wouldn't be surprised because let me tell you something.
I hope so. I hope so.
Nothing reveals a fighter more than when they get some power. And if you think that your fighter has this special character or this special heart or has this certain mentality, give him some power. He'll let you know who he is. So if Junto starts playing those games, once he gets some power, he becomes everything that Mike's complaining about.
Yeah,
he
I hope
becomes
so.
everything that Mike accuses Bam of. That's what Junto will be.
I hope so. I hope he does it. Just what they did. It happens, and I hope it happens to Bam.
Personally, I think if Junto beats Inoue, they'll have an immediate rematch. That's what I think.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe we're right.
And now I want to bring in friend of the show, founder of the Corner Stool, historian in boxing, Cliff Roll. Do you have any thoughts on this, or did you want to chime in on the Ryan Garcia Barrios topic from previous?
Oh yeah, no, I don't give a shit about Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios
I
so
wasn't
much.
sure. I wasn't sure when you made your request.
No, I did. I did for a split second, and then I forgot what I was even going to say about that. No, I'm much more interested in this. I think Matt's right. If Nakatani beats Inoue, all this talk about Bam goes away because the biggest fight in Japanese boxing history becomes Inoue Nakatani 2, and they go right back to the Tokyo Dome and get another 50,000 seats. But I think what's being missed in the conversation, Bam Nakatani, when Bam dropped down to win that belt, is a different situation than Bam moving up to fight the winner of this fight. And the difference is the number of zeros that's on the paycheck, no matter who wins Inoue Nakatani. Bam versus Nakatani was a fight that would have made some money. Bam versus Inoue in particular, if that is what develops by the end of 26, is going to be the biggest fight in the history of junior featherweight. It's going to way eclipse the Inoue Stephen Fulton fight. It's going to have interest on both sides, on all over the world. There's never quite been a junior featherweight fight like this. If we get built to that, the size difference is minimal. Inoue came up from the same weights that Bam is fighting at right now. And it's really a no-lose situation for Bam. Even if he loses, he wins because he's going to make a career-high payday, and it's the kind of payday he may never get back to. The reality of junior featherweight boxing, junior bantamweight boxing in the United States is that you're going to cap out. You're lucky if you're ever going to get to $1 million. Nonito Donaire never made $1 million payday in the United States. Bam Rodriguez, if he wants to make $4, $5, $6 million, he's got to jump up 2 weight classes before that opportunity evaporates. Because if he doesn't get the fight this year, Inoue's probably finally going to go to featherweight. He's finally talking about it. So it's now or never, and that money may never come back to him over the course of his career, unless he's able to successfully move up to featherweight or above. So I think that the situation, the money is so different in this that we should look forward to Bam versus Inoue if Inoue beats Nakatani.
Yeah, I want to say, honestly, I want to see Inoue move up right away and get that tank fight. It's just like let's get that out of the way. We've been wanting to see it.
Get that tank fight.
They can make it 132 or something like that.
It's funny to me when we talk about if the fight's going to get made and we talk about X's and O's, and all I do is I talk about the O's. That's it. Can a fight get made? How much money does it make? And Bam can make the most money fighting these guys, so I think he's willing to go up and do it. So like I said, he might come up short.
Think about it. What did Inoue Fulton clear? That fight cleared what, between $10 and $15 million? And Fulton and it wasn't, and it didn't have the lead time promotion that an Inoue Bam fight would make. I mean, think about how much money we're talking about for a junior featherweight fight. It's astronomical numbers, and it'll sell on pay-per-view here in the United States too. It'll get a decent, it might not sell like, Barrera and Morales did back in the day, but those fights only did 250, 300,000 buys. I could see a universe where this gets built up that big. This is a big, big money fight.
Well, here's the thing, right? And I think Cliff touched on it, and Mike was right. I've been right. Ezra's been wrong. Bam Rodriguez strategically maneuvered away from Junto Nakatani. Now, Roll is saying the difference is the O's on the check. That's fine. But it must be put on record that Bam Rodriguez strategically maneuvered away from Junto Nakatani. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he got off the tracks when the train was coming. That's what happened.
No, sir.
He got off the tracks when the train was coming.
No, sir.
It is what it is.
No, sir.
Whatever reason
real quick, Mike. Who has a better resume?
Well, I don't know. You
enjoy. No. You do know.
Enjoy fighters beating washed up guys who are washed up already. You do know. You consider like he fought those guys in his prime.
You're a Junto guy, so if he had the better resume, you would have said Junto.
Well, I consider Junto beat Bam already because he got off those tracks when they were going to go.
Whenever you got a guy that's this guy, right, and I tell him who had the better resume, and he says, I don't know, he means the other guy does. So the other guy's been putting
I don't know because I don't know what you're going to consider a good resume.
What do you mean? What do you mean when Mike consider a good resume?
Beating washed up fighters is
washed up fighters, clearing out division, and then beating all the other guys that weren't the big names. He beat all the guys that were their big names a little past. I'm with you. I'm right. We're in there exactly in their prime. Smoked him. Did what he was supposed to do to those guys, and then he fought all the other guys in that division, and he smoked them too. And then he won a fight Sonny Edwards.
Sonny Edwards wasn't past his prime.
Exactly. And he won a fight Sonny Edwards. And everyone was like,
when it's all said and done, he got off the tracks. That hurts your guys' feelings. He didn't just beat Sonny Edwards. Got off the tracks.
He didn't just beat Sonny Edwards. He broke Sonny Edwards.
You guys got to go to all this resume. You guys got to mention all this money. Because
Sonny Edwards said, I don't even love this sport anymore. Sonny Edwards said, I don't love this sport anymore. He said that the next fight, he had to face the truth of like, what Bam did to me, I don't even love this sport anymore. So now Bam has a better resume. He's the higher pound-for-pound fighter. And Junto, who we all agree, barely got by in his last fight. Barely got by. And it didn't hurt to get a mega fight ahead of him to help him with that scorecard get in the right direction. But now this guy, we're going to try to argue, this is the guy there. But listen, I've seen it before. We'll see it again. They have a chance now. He ain't trying to catch Junto past his prime. He says, we'll fight Junto next. And if Junto beats Inoue, that's the top of his game. If he beats Inoue, it's top of the game. And if he doesn't, Bam could fight Inoue, and I guarantee that if Bam wins or loses Inoue, they'll fight Junto. I guarantee that they'll fight.
Let me ask you a question. How would you feel about Bam Rodriguez if he doesn't immediately move up and fight the winner of this fight? Since you're talking
I
all
would
this shit.
be on here, and I'll be like, they lied to us. They try to use these guys' name for clout. They try to do that. This was a move that makes the most money for them, and they're not doing it because they're afraid of losing. I'll be 100%. The thing is I don't sit or think and try to protect a fighter. I don't. But I'm not going to have a guy get disrespected who's been doing everything the right way and is telling everybody, hey, I want to go and fight the toughest challenge. I'm going to be like, yes, I'm going to encourage that. I want that.
I wish the best for Bam.
Can I throw another what if out there?
I hope he does move it.
Yeah. What's the other what if?
Go ahead, Ro.
The other what if is what if the obvious logical move for Bam to make is to go to 118 and fight Takuma for a belt at bantamweight to set the fight up, right?
That should be his best fight
However,
on the Inoue Nakatani undercard.
Absolutely, but Bam is younger than Inoue. Inoue is only looking to fight twice next year. You can do Inoue and Bam towards the end of the year, and Inoue can take the break he's looking for. In between, there's no reason for Bam to sit. Bam could potentially fight twice while Inoue deals with Nakatani if Inoue beats Nakatani, and that's still a big if. Yep. You could make Bam Takuma. You could turn around and make Bam Sasumi to keep the fire burning over in Japan, and at that point he would have laid a claim to the lineal or ring or whatever you want to call it bantamweight championship, and at that point you have a hardcore champion versus champion fight. You can actually build momentum on this, and Bam can go ahead and pick off the two best names available in Japan right now, and add even more mustard to the sandwich on this one. I think that what if scenario is worth exploring. I think it's viable. Given his age, there's no reason Bam can't fight 3 times this year. His schedule is clear for it. And if you get to that point where you've got a legit champion versus champion fight, it only gets bigger. Everything you can do to add bells and whistles to this fight only adds to the zero at the end of the check. This is a big, big, big fucking fight waiting to happen.
Now, Cliff, you gave us the what if scenario. Fuck the what if scenario. Put on your prognosticator's hat. Ultimately, what do you think Bam Rodriguez actually does?
I think Bam Rodriguez and Robert Garcia, who is not just a great trainer, but one of the he's a smart guy. He's been around boxing for a long time. He knows paychecks like this don't come along very often. Potential events like this don't come along very often. I think that if Inoue beats Nakatani, we see Bam Rodriguez and Inoue next December.
Oh, from your lips to God's ears, man.
Hey, Ro, question from the comments from City Boxing. He wants to know right now, who wins, Junto versus Inoue?
Inoue knocks him out.
Okay.
I agree. Now, Ezra,
I think Inoue's career success against Southpaws is way laid out. He might have to get off the floor to do it. But when I watched Nakatani and Hernandez, what jumped out to me is how much slower Junto Nakatani is than Naoya Inoue. But everybody is that much slower than Naoya Inoue. He's a different level. He functions at a different level than other people. I also think that those body shots that Hernandez landed that seemed to bother Nakatani, Inoue is the best left-hand body puncher I've seen since maybe Roy Jones. And I think eventually he gets to Nakatani. He's just got more dimensions.
Now, Ezra, you said that you think Nakatani will or could win the Inoue fight.
I still think he could win that fight. I don't know. I don't have a pick yet. I really don't. I'm going to look at it. I've been studying it. I still think he brings a lot of tough things to the Inoue fight. I still do. I think if he gets Inoue in exchanges, I got to be honest with you. I like the way he places his shots in those kind of exchanges. And I don't like the way the Inoue floats in exchanges like that. So if he could force Inoue in exchanges, right? If he could force him in exchanges, I mean, I'm with Road like as far as Inoue might have to get off the canvas to win this fight. He might have to. Like there's things that he does in his style-wise, his offense, and his length, and the way he puts power into shots, and the way he sneaks shots in, that I'm just saying that it could be really tough for Inoue. I don't think this is an easy fight. I think that when you got a guy, like I understand what happened last fight. He fought, well, I think really a terrible matchup for him, like I said. But that guy might be a terrible matchup for a lot of guys. He might have fought might be a real problem in that division. but he got a really terrible matchup for him as far as like a guy that was just extremely durable, extreme work rate with all those things. But Inoue's not going to fight like that. Like he isn't. He's not going to fight that way. And I'm very curious on how this matchup lays out. And when you have a guy like Junto with, to me, has elite level ability on certain parts of his game. Maybe he's not an all-around elite fighter, but he has elite things that he can do like offensively. Those guys are you can't tell me, oh no, he's not going to create issues for him. Yes, he will. He will have issues for him in that ring.
Yeah, listen, I hope it's going to be a great fight. I just suspect that this is going to be barbecue chicken alert in favor of Naoya Inoue.
All right.
Matt,
I mean,
do you want to address Dibby's question in the
I
comments?
think Matt's just trying to jinx J-Ro.
But real quick though, and I'm going to ask Mike this too,
Keep it up, Matt.
and Roll. I mean, to me, do you see Inoue, has he looked as impressive this year? This is the year. Has he looked impressive as he's looked in past years? This year.
I think that Inoue has been working on stuff. I think he's visibly working on things in the ring. He's trying to extend his career. I think the Cardenas fight. I mean, look, outside of the knockdown in the Cardenas fight, I don't know what more you could ask for. That was vintage Inoue. He took over the fight and absolutely blasted through a guy who was giving him everything he had, right? And he did it because his athleticism was just superior. The last two fights, I saw a fighter who was working on things, like who was visibly trying to work on his head movement, who was extending, who was not going for the kill. I mean, with MJ, he won 12 rounds of nothing and made it look easy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, so the fact that he showed that dimension, that he reminded people that he's a fighter who can also just go out and outbox people. I found it interesting. Some of the people are talking about, oh, you know, we're not seeing the power now at 122. I'm like, the guy has 6 knockouts in 8 fights. The way he finished Cardenas and Neary is on track with the rest of his career. Outside of that little explosion period where he had that string of first and second round knockouts, a lot of Inoue's knockouts have come in the 7th round, the 10th round. He's always been able to grind people down. I mean, that's what makes him so dangerous. Like, he's knocked people out from the 1st to the 12th. You go back and look at 115, a lot of workman-like knockouts. The Nieves fight, you know, he patiently wore him down. You know, if he fights that way, he'll be good. Needs to feint a little more. He hasn't been feinting as much, trying to load up a little too much. But I think against Nakatani, you're going to see a very focused fighter. And the thing about Inoue, when he is dialed in, it's scary, right? Like when he really thinks he has a challenge in front of him, he's a different fighter. Like, and we've seen that with a lot of fighters over the years, right? Like when you really want to show what you got, then certain elite guys show up in a different way on those nights. And he's one of them. Inoue's one of those fighters you should not pick against him until he gets beat. Just go ahead and be pleasantly surprised by an upset someday. But until then, like, you've got a 12-year track record that says you don't bet against that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. What else we got, Huey?
Next up, we have Dimitri Bivol aiming for a spring return against Michael Eifert.
Nasty work. Nasty work. Nasty work. I was waiting for this topic because I told people before Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev had their rematch, I told them before that, I said, boxing fans better hope and pray that Beterbiev wins the rematch because I'm not so sure that Dimitri Bivol is going to fight David Benavidez. And I'm not so sure that he's not going to fight Artur Beterbiev again. This has been Dimitri Bivol's character his entire career. His entire career. I've been trying to tell people this for years. My God, J.R. Bell of the Boxing Coach to tell you, I've been saying this for years. He ain't like that. He ain't like that. You can see, you know when I realized that? It was after the John Pascal fight. After the John Pascal fight, where he said, oh, I didn't want to go in for the knockout because he hurt me and I didn't want to get knocked out. That told me everything I needed to know about this man. And he has lived up to it. This is a guy, he'll fight a big fight for his stupid money. Yeah, what boxer wouldn't? But in the meantime and in between time, he going to fight some bullshit. He going to fight Malik Zanad. Okay? He gonna fight at the British chump du jour of the week. He's gonna do that. That's the way he is. So when he beat Beterbiev, what did I say? Enjoy Michael Eifert. No, no, no. You just hating. You hating. He gonna fight Benavidez. Oh, wait. He dropped the WBC belt instead of fighting Benavidez? Nah, he did that because they got to do the trilogy next first. The trilogy is coming up next first. But Beterbiev said, "Hey, dog, when we having this fight?" My back hurt. And now your back is better. And you want to fight Michael Eifert? You want to fight Michael Eifert? What part of the game is that? But this is Dmitry Bivol. And I'm glad boxing fans are starting to finally see what I peeped years ago. This is him. It's a cowardly man. What you got for me, Ezra?
You know, we had to clarify what a duck is, right? And to me, there's simple rules to a duck, right? You got a guy that would be a name on your resume, a decent name on your resume, a guy that's high ranking, that has done work in the division, and also it's a fight that makes money, and it might be the fight that makes you the most money that's possible right now. That's what Benavidez is to Bivol. Benavidez is a fight that makes a lot of money for Bivol. Would be a really big win on his resume. It would be it's another guy that's a pound for pound guy, and he checks all the boxes. And Bivol went a different direction. Okay, that is a duck. I'm not necessarily saying that I think Benavidez beats Bivol, because that fight to me is a toss-up. That's a 50-50 fight. I think I kind of lean Bivol a little bit, but I got to just take the fighter for what he believes in himself. I got to take the fighter for what he does. I got to take the fighter for the actions that he has done. And Bivol is ducking Benavidez. There's just no way around it. So it don't matter if you could say, oh, well, he would beat him. That'd be easy. Don't matter, because it plays out in the ring. We can say all these imaginary things and do all these things, but it don't matter. It has to play out in the ring. Bivol doesn't want it to play out in the ring. That's as clear as day. There's no way around it. No one is asking for this Eifert fight. No one wants this Eifert fight. Not even Bivol fans are excited for this Eifert fight. No one wants this. They want to see him fight Benavidez. Okay? They would have accepted a Beterbiev number 3. But we're not even getting that. We're getting Eifert. You don't know what a fighter is. You don't know what he has in his heart and what he has in his mind and what he's made of until he has power to make decisions. Until he has the power to make the fights he wants to make, and he has the power to push away fights that he doesn't want. That's what we're seeing from Bivol. That's what he's exposing himself, to the world.
Huey, no. Add Ezra to the block party.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
You blocked. You is dumb as hell. You blocked, man.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
My favorite thing about the block party is that every time it cuts Ezra off and mutes him in the middle of saying something.
It does.
As it should. Ezra, we're leaving pause in 2025.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I left it a long time ago. But I don't know why. But right there, just exposing himself is crazy. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, don't forget, we started the Anybody But Benavidez movement.
We did.
Hey, Mike, what you think about what's going on with Dmitry Bivol?
I think Mike had to step away for a second.
It's funny because Matt goes, "Don't you dare cut off Mike! Don't you dare let Mike finish his point." And now we came to get to Mike's point. Now we came to start his point.
Mike did have to step away for a second, but he'll be back.
I was going to get to my point, but as I went on that rant, ask again, Matt.
Well, what do you think of the Dmitry Bivol situation coming back to fight Michael Eifert instead of Beterbiev? And obviously, we don't think that he's going to be fighting David Benavidez this year.
I always tell people that can say what they want to say, but just watch the way they move. The way they move will tell you exactly what they're going to do. And I think he told us this a long time ago. So it's no surprise. It's no surprise. He'll try to fight Beterbiev again, a year from now or something like that when he's even more washed, So, and Ezra will praise him as.
He obviously stepped away. Because he didn't hear my rant.
I hear your rant now, but when he does fight Beterbiev a year or whatever.
It'll be too late. You can't get no credit off of that. Benjamin's old now.
I know you.
It'll be too late.
The
It'll
Esau
be
will
too
come
late.
out of you, and you'll be applauding it as a great victory. Yada yada yada.
I'm curious. What do you guys think Bergil does?
That's a good question. Probably sits on the shelf, just
Really?
waits. Yeah, he just waits.
Can't risk injury.
Well, how about this? We know Benavidez is fighting Zerto Cinco de Mayo weekend. What if he just says, "Hey, screw this whole Bivol game"? Benavidez says, "Do it." End of the year.
He's not going to sit till December.
Why not?
Nah, that's too long out of the ring. Hey, Cliff, I wanted to ask you because I see a lot of your colleagues defending Dimitri Bivol, and they're okay with this Michael Eifert fight. Why are people okay with Bivol fighting Michael Eifert?
I think sometimes I think people think about boxing in the way that they grew up watching it, right? So like there was a time where Bivol might have come back and he's going to fight another 2 times in the calendar year, right? So Eifert wouldn't be that big a deal. He's going to come back. He's going to test himself out after surgery. And in general, I don't have a problem with that, right? Like, I don't know how severely injured he was. I don't know what he's got to work out. But the problem is, like, and Benavidez is going up to cruiserweight for a fight anyways. So, you can make an excuse for that. I don't know that we'll see Bivol back in the ring again for another 8 months, which means Better Beef gets a whole other year older. He's old as fuck anyways. And given his injury history, you don't know if you're even going to be able to get him in the ring anytime in a given year. So, I mean, I'm not excited about the Eifert fight. There's no reason for me to think it's a great fight. But I mean, I don't, as a get back fight, it doesn't generally bother me, but there are better fights out there to be taken.
Yeah, but here's my thing, right? Beterbiev went straight into a Bivol fight coming off a knee surgery.
Yep.
He wanted to be a man of his word and kept his word and gave that man a rematch. Why can't Bivol be a decent man, be a man of his word, and give this man an immediate rematch?
I would prefer the rubber match. But again, backs and knees can be a little bit different. And in Better Beef's case, you're talking about a fighter who had 5 or 6 different postponements in his career. So his timetable to take a big fight was probably a little bit different too. Bivol does not have a history of injuries and cancellations like Better Beef does.
Final thoughts, EzRaw?
Well, the second fight, right, or maybe it was the first. I don't remember. Didn't Bergil have an injury that delayed the fight?
He's always injured.
Right. And did he have a tune-up going into that fight?
No, but Beterbiev, no tune-ups.
No tune-up. Just went straight to it. So that once again reveals more about Bivol. Is, hey, the other guy who's been injured, always injured, comes back and goes straight to the fight. And you come back and say, no, I need a tune-up. Let's wait you out a little bit. I'm telling you right now, Bergil is stupid to wait this out. I got to be honest with you. Go take that Benavidez fight. Go make that happen. Go get that fight. Make that big fight. If you beat him, then hell, you got the Bivol fight still there. If you lose, then it's all right. You're at the end of your career anyways. But you got a big payday. Don't wait for Bivol. I think that's
I think if he goes with your plan and taking a Benavidez fight, which will obviously be at cruiserweight, because why the hell would Benavidez move back down to 175 to fight a guy with no belt? I think Beterbiev should take a fight in the meantime.
That's fine.
If he's going to go with your plan.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Because you can't go into a Benavidez fight coming off a loss.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Get a win, get right, and then get a fight and the excuse for that is Benavidez already has a fight. Bivol's not trying to fight you, so yeah, he could get a stay busy fight and then get in there with Benavidez. To me, you cannot wait. That's the thing. And if the fighter's waiting for one guy, stupid decision choice. You only have so much fights in your career. Go and get the fights and paydays that are actual there. Actually,
I gotta say though, I'm like really disappointed in Dimitri Bivol.
I mean, we expected it.
Yeah, but I feel bad for his fans because they were defending him vociferously, and he is true to form as always.
Wow, vociferously. I used to kill people in the 1800s.
We do have a guest joining us from Twitter. I believe it's first time guest on the show. that I think wants to has something to say on this topic. Boxing coach Greg Hackett. Greg, what do you have to say on this?
Does Greg Hackett know how to use Twitter?
Greg, if you're there, you got to hit the microphone button in the lower left-hand corner to unmute yourself.
Coach, are you there?
We have not been good with getting guests talking on this show. I gotta be honest with you. It's not our cup of tea right now.
We also had TY join us back. TY, you got anything to say about your man Better Beef not getting this fight?
You know what? Let's stop asking other people their opinions.
I see them on.
Man. 0 for 2. All right. Next up on the docket, we got Fabio Wardley saying he's targeting Tyson Fury in 2026. Matt, do you think this is a good fight for Fury? And Ezra, do you think this is a good fight for Wardley?
I would let Ezra go first because Ezra was right on Wardley from the beginning, so he deserves to take his victory lap.
Listen, I think there's a reason why Usyk isn't fighting Wardley. I really do. I think that this dude brings some athleticism, some speed, and some power that can't be doubted now anymore. You know what's funny? The funny thing about Wardley is, like we talk about Jake Paul, like, oh, can a guy new to boxing come in? That's kind of like what Wardley did, right? Wardley was a guy that just started boxing on these like white collar boxing shows, and it just was like, hey, I think I'm pretty decent at this, and became a world champ, right? Like this guy has insane ability. To do that, you have to have insane ability. I think Tyson Fury fighting Wardley would be perfect for Wardley. Like that's a name, that's a big money payday, and that's a guy that is probably past it, honestly. Like that's probably Tyson Fury that has seen better days. Now, Fury coming back and fighting Wardley, I'm not sure what that does for him. I know the Joshua fights seems out of the realm of not really realistic right now, so he needs to find someone. I thought that honestly that they were going to try to do the Usyk fight again. I still think that they might do that after Usyk fights Wilder. And then I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Matt's right. Well, not really right because he drafted Usyk and didn't draft Wilder. But if he somehow Wilder were to win, I think it would be like, all right, Fury Wilder, let's do it again. So I don't know that Fury's actually really going to fight Fabio Wardley, but that'd be a good fight for Wardley. That'd be a good fight for Wardley, and I don't think Fury wants that right now. I'm being honest with you. I think Wardley probably beats Fury right now.
Right now, he beats Fury.
I do think so. I do think so.
All right.
I do think so. Dude,
I think this would be a great fight for Tyson Fury. I think it'll be a great fight for the UK. Please, in the UK, not in Saudi Arabia. Put this in the UK. Put this, I know they love the stadium fights. Bro, put this in the O2. Raise the ticket prices. Put it in the O2. Sell out the O2. Get wall-to-wall people in there. That's what I would like to see. I want that more than some stadium fight. I know the Brits love stadiums. Stadium fights kind of played out. Let's get this in the O2. Let's sell it out. Let's make a big deal of it, and let's have the fight because I think it's a great fight. And it's a great comeback fight for Tyson Fury.
You think Fury wins it off a comeback fight?
I didn't say I think he wins it. I said It's a great fight for him.
All right.
That's all.
I think that, listen, let me tell you something about Wardley, man. That dude can crack. And his power carries late. His power carries very late.
Yeah, but we Fury knows how to deal with guys with power.
I mean, he did at one point. I mean, what Fury are we getting? You know what I mean? Like, what Fury are you really getting in that fight? I don't know.
And he knows how to deal with guys with power. It's guys that can move around him that he has issues with.
Hey, I'll tell you this right now, and I stand by this. If they didn't tell Wilder to put on an insane amount of muscle in that third fight, he would have knocked out Fury.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He had the plan and the wherewithal. Just didn't have the stamina that night.
It was one of the hugest mistakes ever was to put on a bunch of arm muscle and to start benching and to start doing that for that fight when his arms completely died out on him. They got extremely heavy right there. When he had Fury, he could have cracked Fury at any point he wanted to in that fight, but he just didn't have the energy to. If Wardley gets that Fury, bro, he's putting him to sleep. I'm telling you right now, like that fight would not be good for Fury.
Well, we'll see.
All right. Next up, Matt, and I believe this is someone you drafted. So Jaime Munguia and is joining Canelo Alvarez. He has also turned down the IBF super middleweight champion title shot against Oslei's Iglesias. Is he a boogeyman?
There are no boogeymen in boxing besides
Okay.
David Benavidez. And even David Benavidez found someone willing to fight him. He had to move up in weight to do it, but he found someone willing to fight him. So there are no boogeymen in boxing. All it is a lot of times guys who don't mean enough commercially, so there's not a lot of money in the fight, so I'm going to seek better opportunities. But here's the thing. Jaime Munguia, you're supposed to be a guy that means money. That's my issue. Canelo, you're a guy that means money. Well, Canelo's injured. I'll give him grace on that. But Jaime Munguia is supposed to mean money in boxing. That's why Top Rank signed him from Golden Boy. That's why Golden Boy signed him so many years ago. He was supposed to be the next Mexican guy after Canelo. And it has not panned out that way. Jaime Munguia hasn't been a champion since 154 pounds. Bro, you know how long ago that was? I still had hair. That's how long ago it was. So it's been a long time since Jaime Munguia has been champion. How do you turn down a title shot to quote unquote seek other opportunities? Is your other opportunity a title shot? No. What it is maybe an eliminator, maybe something like that, where you might not get knocked out. But when you fight someone like Oslei's Iglesias, you just might get knocked out. And a lot of guys don't want to deal with that. So you know what? They're not going to fight him. I think Troy Williamson will fight him because he wants a title shot and he's not a big name himself. I hope so. We'll see. But it's very disappointing that these guys with a little bit of buzz, a little bit of name, don't want to fight the Tornado.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, look at that's pretty commonplace, right? I get that Canelo and they make money. I get Munguia and they're supposed to be a money guy, whatever. But yeah, they're not going to fight. What is? I think it's understandable. That's like, what does Iglesias bring to the table right now? I think that's a fair question.
belt.
Yeah, but okay, but so some guys maybe don't necessarily need a belt. Like
Jaime Munguia is not above a belt.
I think he is a little bit. I think he's a little bit above the belt.
Hey.
Especially, and here's another thing. There's other options out there for him. Like honestly, I think all these guys will sign up for a Munguia fight. I think Mbili will sign up for a Munguia fight. I think Lester will sign up for a Munguia fight. I think Resendez will sign up for a fight. I think Berlanga would sign up for it. I think Caleb Plant would sign up for it. I think all these guys will sign up for that fight. So I think he has options. Like I'm not gonna. Oh, you should have fought. Nah, I'm all right with this. There's business involved with this. I get it. Look, if he fights Resendez, that's a good fight for Munguia. But he has a lot of options. Here's the thing. It's almost impossible for him not to have a good opponent his next fight. It really is. It's almost impossible because that weight class has so many names on there. Pacheco, Shiraz, like all these guys. It's literally impossible for him not to have a good fight. So, okay, so if he goes and he fights someone that's not any one of these names I just listed, which is a lot of names I just listed, then okay, I'm going to be critical of him. But not fighting
his last two different opponents at 168, Bruno Sarasi and Eric Bazinian.
No, I get it. I'm just saying now for
it's
the next
impossible.
Fight, before I get no, I'm not saying what I'm saying is if he doesn't do it, it's because he chose not to fight a real guy. Then I can be critical of him, but not for Iglesias. I'm sorry. I like Iglesias. I think he's a very talented fighter. I think he might be one of the most dangerous guys in that division. I think he might end up being the best guy in that division. That's fine. That's what you can have that thought of him. But I'm not going to blame Munguia for not fighting him next. There's a lot of guys to fight. If he doesn't fight any of those guys, then we can be critical.
Now, if he does get the Resendez fight, that would be great for him. And that would be a great fight to have on a PBC card.
It's that fight is great for boxing because that's going to be an entertaining fight. That's two styles that are going to mesh perfect together. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to, he should have fought Iglesias. It's like, nah. There's a lot of options out there. That's a very, very good fight. That's a very, very good fight.
Anything else to add on that before we go on to the next topic?
Got nothing for you, brother.
All right. So you mentioned this on last week's show. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago, but Zuffa Boxing has officially announced that Callum Walsh versus Carlos Ocampo will be their first event. What are your thoughts on their kickoff? Ez, start with you.
Anytime that I'm hearing, oh, we're not going to announce the undercard, you just got to see the weigh-ins to be surprised. That means there's nothing notable to announce. I mean, there's no promotion in the world builds up. Only time you have to do a mystery is because you don't have anything that's really too exciting. So the mystery is the excitement. Listen.
Ezra, is the mystery the excitement, or are they not trying to promote fighters and promote Zuffa Boxing, the brand?
No, that's fine. Either way, I'm saying it's not. There's nothing on that undercard that's going to be super exciting. It's going to super surprise you. That's basically what I'm saying. We're going to see how this looks. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see what they do with it. The one thing about boxing, because of the length of the rounds and everything, it's really hard to hide a guy. It's really hard to make a guy seem exciting when he's not exciting, or make a guy seem like he's very, very good when he's not that good. Okay, this is going to be a learning curve that these guys really don't have any experience with the promoting of boxing, and are not going to be able to have the control of putting a guy in a three round fight, right, where you could kind of almost hide him in a way, right? You could kind of opponent, and then the styles are so drastic as far as like a grappler, a guy that likes the ground, a guy that likes stand up, that you can match him up a certain way to make him look really exciting before he gets exposed. In boxing, it's really hard to do. So there's gonna be a huge learning curve here on building up guys that everyone else can see is not world level talent. Everyone else can see is, hey, I'm watching the best guys over here. These are really not the best guys. It's gonna be really hard to trick those guys. Long term, are they gonna get all the young guys? We got to see. But right now, this kickoff, it's very, very careful. It's very, very low risk, but it's very, very not exciting. I got to be honest with you. Go ahead, Matt.
I got nothing else. I mean, you said it all.
Am I right? I mean,
I'm not gonna give you a pat on the back or a pat on the head. You don't need my approval. You know, like time will tell if you're right. You know,
yeah.
That's all.
What will you be watching?
I might have to wash my hair that day.
All right. Let's keep it rolling.
All right. Frank Martin is pushing for a fight with Richardson Hitchens for the IBF championship. PBC says they're willing to make the fight. Do you guys think that Hitchens will take it?
Nope. And Ezra would tell us why. What did you see today, Ezra?
Hitchens is rumored to be fighting Oscar Duarte, and it's possible to end up on the Ryan Garcia Barrios undercard. So that is a fight that it looks like they are negotiating and attempting to make. Is Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte, which isn't a bad matchup, I'll be honest with you, myself. But what do you think of that fight, Matt?
Here's the thing. If I didn't know that Frank Martin versus Richardson Hitchens could exist, I would be okay with this fight.
Okay. Yeah, great. That's a good point.
But in the words of Kevin Garnett, why show me something if I can't have it?
Yep.
You know? So now it kind of makes me feel like this Duarte fight is a bit less sexy. Now, I do understand Duarte's with Golden Boy, so Oscar wants to get his guy a fight on this card. But damn it, PBC, you got Frank Martin. Get Frank Martin to fight instead. Whatever Oscar's going to pay Duarte, pay that to Frank Martin. Get that fight done. Let's do it. I would rather see Frank Martin versus Richardson Hitchens.
Okay, so it looks like we're not going to get that fight. You put Frank Martin on that card, and if you do, versus who?
I mean, are there any other Mexicans available?
At 140?
I mean, because clearly this is a Mexican thing. You know, not to sound a little racial, but this is obviously a Mexican thing.
Is this a Mexican thing?
It is. It's a Mexican thing.
Could we get can Top Rank rent out Lindolfo Delgado? Could we get him for Frank Martin?
Is he Mexican?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was Dominican.
Oh, no. Why would you think that?
Huh. All right. Well, let me tell you the Mexicans at 140. Okay. And these are the pure Mexicans, not the.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't piss me off, Matt. Don't piss me off.
All right, let me rephrase that. These are the ones born in Mexico. Okay, like you said, Rodolfo Delgado. Obviously, it's not going to be Isaac Cruz.
Wait. I don't think Rodolfo was born in Mexico.
He was.
Are you sure?
I'm looking at it right now.
All right. Go
I'm not going to pull up the list if that's not true. What the fuck?
All right.
You also have the guy who lost to Delgado, Gabriel Gorgas Valenzuela.
Okay.
Okay, you have Antonio Morant. Yo, step your game up, Mexico.
Not a lot of good names there.
Jesus,
At least at
step your
140.
game up.
Is there anyone that you could bring up from 135?
That is a great question. And keep it with the Mexican theme because they have to be Mexican. Because apparently this is a Mexican themed card.
There's a guy, Golden Boy, is attached
You
to.
have William
Zepeda. Now, what are they doing with William Zepeda, right? What's the next step
What are
for
you
him?
asking me for?
That's what I don't get, though. But, like, what's the next step for him? I understand. Look, Golden Boy's in a transitional period, right? So they're going to want to keep some of their guys, keep them in the win columns, right? We got to get him back. What's the plan? You know what I mean for William Zepeda? I think you move him up to 140. I do think you do that. You move him up to 140, rebrand him to 140.
You know what I would do? Miguel Burchout, move him up to 140.
For Frank Martin?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Is he allowed to fight?
Bro, he just fought in October.
Where at?
Mexico.
Yeah, come on, man.
What's your problem with Mexico?
No, I have no problem with Mexico, but I'm just saying
You know what it is.
What I'm telling you is he allowed to fight in the States? That's all I'm asking. Is he allowed to fight in the States?
And Matt, what you don't understand is when they criticize you of not knowing Spanish, that's like spitting in your face. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not to me.
The guys that don't know Spanish, it drives them crazy. I don't know what that is relating to your culture, but it just, it drives them crazy. And then they see a guy that speaks pure Spanish. Oh, they're boiling.
Now, I want to say this.
In my culture, that's like a guy not knowing the words to Juicy.
No. Now, I want to make this clear. When we did interview a Spanish-speaking fighter, Mike said, I think he said. Okay, so let me tell you something right there. Makes me think this guy doesn't know 100% Spanish.
Let me tell you something. When you interviewed a Spanish-speaking fighter, he looked at you and was like, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying." And you
and I nodded my head.
Nodded your head, yes.
I nodded my head
lied.
and spurt. Like, of course I do. Of course I do.
Oh, shit. That was hilarious. All right. So one of the most talked about prospects in recent years, Kermel Moton, is set to return to the ring on February 28th on a Manny Pacquiao promotion show. Matt, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on Kermel Moton's return and where he's at in his career?
Me no likey. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. If you could come back February 28th, guess what? You could have came back February 21st. Why is Kermel Moton not on this PBC card? What the fuck is Mayweather doing? What is he doing? I don't get why Kermel Moton only fought 2 times in 2025. He is a 19-year-old prospect. He should be fighting 4 to 5 to 6 times a year until we're ready to move him to contender status. That's the way it's supposed to be. I think Floyd is fumbling this kid's career. Maybe he doesn't believe in him like we believed in him when he first came out with the hype. We'll beat Lee Wood right away. Remember that when before he even had a pro fight? We'll beat Lee Wood in our first fight. Give us that title shot, Lee Wood. And it's all been downhill from there. Like, can we at least have him fight Abel Mendoza on this February 21st card? Like, I don't get what we're doing with Kermel Moton, man. And the bloom is off the rose, man. I'm not excited no more.
Can I say this? And you said they're fumbling his career. I don't think they care about his career, is the way I would phrase it. I don't think they give any thought into promoting him. I don't think they give any thought into the business for Kermel Moton. I think Kermel Moton is a really we're borderline a sad story of a guy that had a lot of potential. a guy that was that really had everyone's attention when he came into the pros, and just completely the chance of just disappearing from relevancy and not developing. Because here's the thing: it's like one thing is like the business of it, but the other part is just development as a fighter. And what we've seen from him has just been a disaster on both ends, as far as he is least talked about, not talked about at all. He is not considered at all. I never think about him until we bring him up in situations like this. And he's not getting the fights to be like, hey, this is him growing as a fighter. This is the right fight for him to grow. This is a disaster. This is a really good looking, luckily he's young. I don't know how long this deal is, but he needs to get the hell out of it in some way, somehow, and go with a real promotion. Someone that could put some energy behind it. Someone that's going to put some thought into what they're doing for him. But this is there's no other way to say it's a disaster for his career so far.
I'll tell you this. I don't see any difference in being signed to Floyd Mayweather right now than being signed to Don King right now.
Yeah.
You might as well just get on the fucking shelf. Just get on the fucking shelf.
Great point. Excellent point. I mean, this is a disaster. And I'm sure a lot of people would love to have Carmel Moulton on their roster. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Like, why wouldn't you? He gets attention. He has a lot of ability. Like, why wouldn't you? But it's just a fumbling of it. Luckily, he's young. I'm just saying, luckily, it's not one of those guys that's like 26, 27, and you're like, what's going to happen with him? It's a young guy that hopefully he could get out of this and things could turn around.
Do we know what weight he's fighting at?
I don't.
Does he know what weight he's fighting at?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Next up, and this will lead into EzRaw's report card and breakdown for this evening. Subriel Matias had his gloves rejected by the New York Athletic Commission following a complaint by Dalton Smith's team, according to Rob Tebbutt. Will this have any effect on the fight? Whoever wants to go first, take the lead.
You the boxing expert, EzRaw guru.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the gloves. I'm not sure what's wrong.
Who cares? Does it have an effect on the fight?
I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea because did they reject just a certain glove specifically, or did they reject a certain brand? That's what it would have an effect on the fight, right? Because you're fighting with are you fighting with horsehair gloves, and now he's fighting like in the Madonna fight, you're fighting with Grants, which are protect the hand more, right? And a horsehair glove like a Reyes, you'll feel the knuckle more. Usually a pressure guy like him, he's going to land more punches. He wants you to feel the knuckle more, right? So that's how it can affect the fight. I don't know if just a certain gloves were rejected or a whole brand was rejected, and he has to wear a different brand. That's where it could affect the fight. Yeah. So that part I'm not sure. That part I'm not sure how much it affects the fight.
Yeah, I don't think it'll affect the fight, and we'll get to that when we get to our picks. EzRaw, take it away.
All right. So this for the Dalton Smith Matias fight, and this fight is pay-per-view. I get the complaints. I think that sometimes these promotions, you would think that they would know when to gamble, you would know when to roll the dice, but I think they messed up on this one. I think they thought this was going to be more tension, a bigger fight, and it just hasn't been that. But I do really like this fight. I think that Dalton Smith is a really interesting guy from the UK because they don't have a lot of guys in the UK that could really fight world level. He has potential to fight world level. We're going to find out tonight if he can fight world level. They brought him along in a kind of slowly, in my opinion. And there was points where he didn't look extremely impressive, and then there were points that he looked to me pretty damn impressive. But it's been kind of shaky, right? There's nothing that said consistency at a high level. There's nothing that. Tonight he's in a matchup where a lot of guys like with his style, they haven't seen enough styles, would really run into a disaster. Right, a pressure guy who can walk through your shots and just never stops working, can just smother your work, and you got to really use your legs. You got to really use all your skill. The one thing is though, Dalton Smith can crack. He can hit. He has shown glimpses of power. So Matias is going to have to walk into that power. Also, I've seen Matias get outboxed by Paro. I think that Matias has also shown signs of slowing down a little bit more. Like he gets tired a little bit more than I've seen him do before. But I still think that the pressure, all this is going to weigh on him. And I think that he's going to be effective in the fight. As far as I think that Smith is going to kind of fall apart a little bit in the fight. It's going to be a little bit too much for him. The undercard isn't great on this. You got guys like Emmanuel Rodriguez. Okay, we want to see what point I guess he is in his career. Was a name in the lower divisions a year or two ago, but maybe not so much anymore. like I said, it's not a great undercard. The main event, is it pay-per-view worthy? In my opinion, no. Will I pay for it? Yes. But if I want to give this card a real grade, a fair grade, usually I would say, the main event could carry it. The main event isn't good enough to carry this card. I think this is a C minus, honestly, card. This should have been a co-main to something. This fight should have been on a really good card as a assistant to a good main event. But I still think this main event's interesting. I still think this main event deserves to be watched. It's a world title fight, 140 pounds, and it does affect other big names in the division. It does kind of set the tone of what directions that this weight division could go this year. So I do like the matchup. It's a little bit more 50-50 than people want to give it to, but I am going to lean Matias in the fight.
And despite all your protestations months ago, this fight is actually happening and is being put on by someone other than Riyadh Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, and which is a mistake, by the way.
Not a mistake for them.
Well, all right.
Not a mistake for them.
I mean, ticket sales and lack of excitement would say otherwise. But I like the fight.
Are you not excited about this fight?
I like the fight. I'm a.
Okay. All
I
right,
think
that's all that matters.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, you talk about the glimpses of power. Has he shown the power at a top level?
No, not at a top level. But he hasn't really been at a top level. So I can't really, say. But no, it's like I said, everything about him has been inconsistent. There's nothing about him that I've said, this is guaranteed he could perform at this level every night. No, that has not been the case. So that's what I'm saying. So I think it's really going to get tested tonight, and it could really fall apart tonight.
Are there any this card that fans should look out for?
Nothing that catches my eye. Do you have anything that catches your eye?
Well, for me, I like Keith Colon.
Okay.
Keith Colon, the Puerto Rican kid, he's a prospect. I think people should really get with that. Also, Emmanuel Rodriguez actually fights again.
Yeah.
So he's a good fighter. Nestor Bravo versus Pedro Campa is interesting. Like you said, it's not a great card, but the main event carries it for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this card a B.
Oh wow! All right. I like your positivity, my friend.
Yeah, I like this. I like this man. I like this fight so much, man.
And your pick for the winner?
We're gonna go with Matias by knockout.
Okay, I'll go Matias. I'll go Matias by decision.
All right. Do you have
now,
a parlay for the people?
Well, wait, I got another card I want to talk about.
Okay.
Agit Kabayel fights Damian Kanaiba today. It's going to be happening soon. Right after this show, you could go and tune into the zone and watch that fight.
Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. Kabayel, I think, is the toughest possible opponent that Usyk could fight in heavyweight right now. I think Kabayel is a guy that could do a lot of things in the ring, but he's a guy that could do things that, like he marched down Zhang. He walked into Zhang's power. He got dropped once, but he marched him down and broke Zhang, right? Like, he does things like that where it's not just like he could find ways to beat you. He can also force a way to beat you, right? Like, a lot of people say, if you're going to beat Zhang, you're going to avoid his power. He went straight to it, and he beat him. Now, he's fighting is it Kanipa? Is that how I'm pronouncing that correctly? Okay. He's fighting Kanipa.
I'm not sure if it's Kaniba or Naiba. I'm not sure.
Okay. He's fighting a guy that has the makeups to be a good heavyweight. He's got a reach. He's got the strong right hand. He needs to keep a distance. He's got the height. Only problem is how good is he with it? Last I seen him, he was working on it. It was improving, but it wasn't good enough to fight at a world level, especially a guy like Kabayel, right? But here's the thing, right? You have training camps. You get better. Maybe he figures something out, because if he could figure out a way to keep the distance in this fight, it's a way to keep the jab in front of Kabayel's face and to land that right hand, he makes himself a much, much harder opponent in this fight. So those are the things with boxes. Sometimes you got month gaps. It's like, what was he working on at that point? Did he figure anything out? Because it was improving. But my guess is gonna be it didn't improve enough. And I think Kabayel is gonna put pressure on him. He's gonna make him test those legs out, and those legs are gonna fall apart, similar to the Dalton Smith fight. But Kabayel is gonna do the pressure a little bit a smarter pressure. He's gonna kill his body, and he's eventually gonna break him and get the stoppage. I do like this heavyweight fight, though. I do think this is an interesting heavyweight fight, especially for the opponents that were out for Kabayel. I do think this is kind of a fight that piques my interest. I do want to see how it plays out. You also have Javier Herrera on this card versus Ricardo Nunez. And there was another fight that I thought caught my attention. No, that's about it. I mean, look at that. These are not like really big names or anything like that, but I think the main event is really worth a watch, especially if you like heavyweight boxing. I think you should watch this. And especially if you're not familiar with Kabayel, I would get familiar with him. I think he's going to be a factor in the heavyweight division, especially if a guy like Usyk is deciding not to fight him, he might have to clean out the rest of the division with Usyk fighting maybe just bigger names.
Yeah, but who's not familiar with Kabayel at this point?
I think the casual audience isn't. I think the general audience isn't familiar with him. I think that he's a diehard and a real boxing fan. I think they're familiar with him. They realize how good he is, but I think that he has not. His name hasn't gained cross where you see casuals saying, "Hey, that's who Usyk should fight next." I don't think he's that guy yet.
Andrew, did you pick him by stoppage or decision?
Stoppage. He's gonna win by stoppage.
I'm also taking Kabayel by stoppage. I love him in this fight. I don't know if Javier Herrera is on the board for the spreadsheet. I mean, it's not a really. Is this a big enough fight for us to?
No.
If it is, I'm taking Javier Herrera by stoppage.
Are we adding it or not? Because I got to make a pick then at that point.
I was gonna ask if you guys wanted to. I didn't have it on the list.
You know what? Let's make it. I'll make it so where it's no point of adding it. I had the same thing, so there's no point of adding it.
Yeah. And the card has already started.
Do we want to do the other cards? Do we want to do the other fights on the Matias card, Rodriguez and Diaz, and then Bravo and Campo?
No.
All right.
That's a big WC. Who cares?
All right. And what is your Ezra? Did you give your parlay for the people already?
Here's my parlay this week. Let's make some money. We started off slow last week. Get back on it. Winning ways. I can't keep writing off what I did last year, which I got to be honest, at the end, I'm not even sure we were still in the green. But I can't keep writing off what we did last year. But this year, we gotta get going. And this is what I got. I got Kabayel by stoppage. I got one knockdown in the Matias Dalton Smith fight. I have the Los Angeles Rams to beat the Carolina Panthers. And I have the New England Patriots to beat the Chargers at plus 261. 4-leg Kabayel stoppage, one knockdown, and Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith. Los Angeles Rams money line and New England Patriots money line at plus 261.
That is a great parlay. I have a parlay for the people also. Okay. Let's go with Subriel Matias by stoppage. Okay. I think that's guaranteed to happen. Hold on, let me pull this up because I had it pulled up. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. I hate doing live TV. Okay, so Kabayel versus Damian Kanaiba, right? Now, Kabayel's a huge favorite, minus 2,000. There's no money in that. A knockout is minus 330. There's no money in that either. You know where the money's at? Total knockdowns. But I'm not a coward like EzRaw.
All right.
I think there's going to be at least 2 knockdowns in this fight. But the surest of the sure bets, because these are heavyweights and Kanaiba is durable, I'm taking the over 7.5 rounds.
Oh, wow.
At minus 120. Okay, I think that fight, this is one of those fights that's not, it's going to go the way you think it's going to go, but it's not going to go how you think it's going to go, I think we're going to get the right winner, but the method is going to be very interesting. Now, for Javier Herrera versus Ricardo Nunez, I'm taking that fight to go over 4.5 rounds. Hadi Herrera is a bit of a slow starter, so I think that that's going to happen. Now, as for Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith, like I said, I am taking Matias by stoppage. I'm pretty confident in that happening. One thing about the British love to throw in the towel when their guys getting beat up. They love to do that. They are the uh, give it a go, but live to fight another day. So I think that that's what they're gonna do. Those 3 legs plus 824.
824. Hot damn, that's good value.
It's a good bet.
Me, I want to, 824. That's easy money days. You know what I mean? That was
What I
the
do,
days
man.
I was really
Oh,
swinging.
man, we're giving them 2 tax returns. I like that, Matt. Appreciate
What I
that.
do, man.
Mike, do you got anything for the people this weekend?
I do.
All right,
Got a parlay here.
tell them what to bet on in the NFL.
You know what? I put a boxing parlay. I didn't even.
All right.
Okay. Shit, I thought this was gonna be football. All right, let's hear it.
No. I got Herrera by KO right there. Kabayel KO also. That's minus 300. Herrera's minus 525, and Subriel Matias to get the W, minus 185. That parlay is plus 145 right there.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Mike, do the Rams win by over 10 points?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm you know what? I'm right to be right there with you, my friend.
I don't think so. I think they play smart football, slow, chew up the clock kind of stuff. I do think they'll be up 14, EzRaw, with like 2 minutes left, and maybe Carolina will get a touchdown at the end or something like that, or be up, 16, just enough to cover that. So, I mean, I honestly, for entertainment wise, I hope they lose. But, yeah.
I gotta tell you. Listen, going into this year, it's been. I was very confident about the Rams. Pretty much throughout the whole year, I was like, "We're gonna go to the Super Bowl." Then to the end of the season, they have taken almost all my confidence away. Right now, I think we're gonna beat the Panthers, but that's just because I don't really think too highly of the Panthers. I think the best thing that can happen for the Rams today is the 49ers beat the Eagles, and the 49ers go to the Seahawks. And all the 3 toughest challenges that I think in the NFC have to play each other before they play us. I think that's the best outcome for here. So I think the Rams will beat the Panthers. I'm not sure how it's going to look. I think a lot of it is on Matthew Stafford's back. And, like I said, Matthew Stafford came into this year with a hurt back. Now the whole team's on his back. Okay. And our defense is not playing well, in my opinion. It's not playing good at all. But I think they have the talent to play well. I think they have the talent to step up. So our defense, I'm not counting on it, but God, that'd be really good if we could come into our own. They could figure something out, and Jared Verse can start playing like the star level that I think he is. That'd be really good. That'd be great for the Rams. That'd be fantastic. If our corners could not get beat every play, right? If our corners could actually cover someone and not give away first down after first down after first down. But I think Matthew Stafford is good enough to carry this team. The 2 quarterbacks I think are good enough to carry a team to the Super Bowl in this playoffs. One is Josh Allen. The other is Matthew Stafford.
Stop, dude.
That's the 2 quarterbacks that are good enough to carry teams that are not playing at the level that they should for championship football, and they could carry their team all the way to there. If the defense can step in, that'd be a huge plus. But Matthew Stafford is playing at an elite level. Matthew Stafford is the MVP. To stop with the conversation right there. He is the MVP of this league. Matthew Stafford, if he didn't get stuck in Detroit, playing with the Lions all these years, we are talking a completely different story as maybe one of the GOATs of the game and one of the greatest to ever do it. This guy just needed a team around him built correctly, constructed correctly, with a coach that was actually decent. And he has actually the greatest coach in football today. Okay, I don't even want to hear a debate. Don't even want to hear a debate. We have the greatest coach in football today.
Shut the
He's not
fuck
lying.
up.
And I'm telling you right now, if we're going to win, it is all on Matthew Stafford. It is all on the MVP's shoulders. And you know what? The gunslinger, he's still got more in him. People are saying, "Oh, is he going to retire next year?" I think he might have 5 more years left in him. The gunslinger is still there. He's still ready for a duel. Okay, so you're going to have to beat Matthew Stafford. Can the defense be beaten? Yes. Can the corners be beaten? Yes. But can you beat Matthew Stafford? That's the question when it comes to the Rams.
And he got his first All-Pro first team nod today.
Yeah. Just imagine what he could have been if he was on a better team the rest of his career. Imagine he was a Ram his whole career. Oh my God.
Oh man,
Ram,
Jeff Fisher, that wouldn't have went well.
With the St. Louis Rams. All right. We'll keep it rolling.
All right. How much time do we want to spend on the boxing draft and last week's picks, or do we just want to get into quick hits?
No,
I mean,
let's go with let's do the draft cap recap. You know, because we did put out a poll, so it's only fair that we talk about it.
All right, we're going to go back over to this view then. I'm going to bring the board up onto the screen. One moment. We'll go over the results of the draft that we completed on Wednesday. If you did not watch that, you can go back to the YouTube page to see all of the picks. The guys
Who won the poll?
It's the poll's live for 7 days, so it's still going. That's why we're talking about it.
Who's in the lead right now?
You were in the lead last time I saw. It was about 67% to 33%. You had about 2/3 of the vote.
Run the score up. Run the score up.
Is it showing?
No.
It's not showing for me either. Let me see if I can... All right, let's see here.
I mean, we don't need to show it.
All right, we don't need to show it. I'm just going to run through the list here for everyone having some technical difficulties. So we'll go ahead and I'll just read through the list. So first round of the 2026 boxing draft, Matt, you took Naoya Inoue with the first overall pick, and Ezra took David Benavidez.
Let me tell you something. Let me explain the first round to you. Big bombs thrown in the first round. We weren't trying to figure each other out. We were just going for it. I was trying to catch his chin. He was trying to catch mine. Let's go to round 2.
Yeah, I don't think there was much explanation needed for either of those picks. Matt, I'm going to ask you for an explanation on Gervonta Tank Davis, though, for the people. Just quick, brief. Yeah, you went into this in detail when we did the draft. They can go back and watch it. But just, quick, why did you pick Tank in the second?
Tank is coming. That's why. He's back. He's going to have big events, big fights. He's going to fight 2 to 3 times this year. And he's going to be back in the good graces of the boxing public.
And Ezra, in the second round, you took Shakur Stevenson. We know he has a big fight coming up with Teofimo Lopez at the end of the month. What else do you see for him this year that made you take him in the second round with the 4th overall pick?
Listen, he has a big fight lined up that's going to put him on the top of Fight of the Year list. He'll be able to be in position perfectly from 140 to 135. If he gets really, really wants to take some real chances, could go to 147. The guy has a lot of potential. I like guys with top talent with a lot of potential in front of them schedule-wise. I think he has the right names that he could really make some interesting fights. But let me explain the second round to you. See, first round, we were throwing bombs. We were both landing. No one went down. This round, Matt jumped with the uppercut, didn't set it up. I moved and caught him. Boom. And people said, oh, wait, is this a class? Oh, no. It's going to look like what we thought it was going to look like, a different class. So let's go to the third round.
All right, in the third round, I would say Matt hit back pretty well. He drafted Jesse Bam Rodriguez, who we talked about earlier in the show. And Ezra, you took Jaron Boots Ennis, who both actually were in the title of our show this morning.
So the Bam pick was an amazing pick by Matt. I give him that. It was fantastic. I was going to go Bam. I was going to go Bam there. He took Bam.
Real quick, Ezra, admit you did not expect me to take Bam.
I didn't expect it. So you definitely caught me there. So it was like one of the temple shot that Shane Mosley caught Floyd Mayweather with, where I was a little bit wobbly. I had to hold on a little bit, and then people were like, whoa, the guy, he's shooken? Is he shooken up? And I was a little shooken up. But then I responded. I might have got shooken up in the round, but I still ended strong. They said he got his legs back. That's what they said at the end of that round. Oh, he's got his legs back. So Dr. Boots, he got his legs back. I think we're good.
All right, fourth round. I think Matt made a good comeback. Gary Antoine Russell with his fourth round pick, the 7th overall pick of the draft. And Ezra, I want you to explain this one for the people, because I think some of the hardcores will understand this pick, the people watching this, but for the people who are maybe new to the sport that only focus on certain weight classes, things like that, why did you pick Oscar Collazo in the 4th?
I took pound for pound talent. That's what I did. I took a guy that, look at this weight division, he is not going to have a hard time finding his opponents. He's going to get the opponents he needs, and he's going to put an impressive resume. Now, are the people going to watch? No, but it's fine. When we go back at the end of the year and they're going to say, hey, what any of these guys a bust? That guy's a guaranteed non-bust on my roster. That's a guaranteed top talent. If you don't appreciate him, that's fine. But I appreciate him, and I know that that's not going to be. I know he's going to have the fights he wants. And I know he's going to have the performances I want. Now, let me explain this round to you. This was Floyd Mayweather versus Maidana. Now, Matt was coming with a bunch of wild shots, and I'm just there. I'm taking him on. I'm blocking him, but he's doing a lot of work. The crowd's going crazy. I'm smiling. I know what's really happening here, but that's all right. Let the crowd go crazy. I'm gonna just let me just. That's all right. He's flirting. That's all right. I'm catching everything. And I have a smile. I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's cool what he's doing. I'm figuring it out. We're moving on.
Now, we had a couple questions from the listeners. Question from official historian of Brunch Boxing, Jaron. Why does Matt keep doing a show with this jackass?
I was going to skip over that question, Ezra. I was going to skip over it.
When I know the answer, I'll let you know. But a question from the Brunch Boxing Listener of the Year, Rosebud Ice Cream. He wants to know, what are the odds of Russell fighting more than one time this year? I think the odds are very good. I think Russell is obviously going to fight his mandatory Andy Hirioka on February 21st on the Ryan Garcia Mario Barrios card. And I suspect that we will see Gary Antoine Russell versus Lamont Roach in DC later this year.
Oh, wow. That's a great fight. Wow, that's a fantastic fight.
All right, Ezra, this is where you start.
I'm not reporting.
All right.
All right. I just want to make that clear.
All right, Ezra, this is where you start fighting back because, Matt's kind of running the rope-a-dope here in the 5th round. He picked Alexander Usyk, and you took Devin the Dream Haney. Matt, we know your pick for the Deontay Wilder-Alexander Usyk fight if it happens. Explain your logic here.
So here's my logic. First of all, I'm not sure if the Wilder fight happens. Second of all, I think Alexander Usyk is going to give a good account of himself, win or lose, against Deontay Wilder. So I think he's going to end up fighting more than once this year, actually. I think he's going to fight twice this year also. So I think whether or not he loses to Wilder, he's going to have a chance to redeem himself.
They're not.
Ezra, what opponents do you expect for Devin this year in 2026?
Listen, there's no guarantee of what he gets. There are big potential, right? So I do like the potential of it. I'm not sure how it plays out for him. I like Devin Haney's talent. I think Devin Haney's going to look good in the ring when he fights. But there's big potential what he can get. So I'm basing that off of talent and potential. But what this round was, you were right. I started coming back with a jab, and they're like, "Oh, he's back to his old tricks." And Matt was just taking a jab, boom, and then Matt was trying to do things. I'm like, "Nope, let's stop that jab again." So that round, I took control of the draft.
All right. And in the 6th round, I think Matt tries to swing back with a haymaker. He takes Saul Canelo Alvarez against Ezra's Vergil Ortiz.
Yep, and that was a huge mistake, right? That was a huge mistake, and that was one of big sweeping shot, and I missed it, and I could have countered him, but no, I just kind of smiled at him and laughed, and then went back to the jab. I could have knocked him out right there, honestly, but I just kind of smiled, went back, jab, talked to someone in the first row, talking about the NFL scores and stuff like that. That's what I did that fight. I just let me see that. Okay, boom, back to the jab.
Matt, you want to say anything on why you picked Canelo, or just get on to the 7th round?
Let's get on to the 7th round.
All right, another man we talked about today, Osles Iglesias, who can't seem to find an opponent here in the 7th for Matt. And Ezra, safe pick, good pick, Keyshawn Davis. Ezra, break down the round for us.
I mean, this is a point where I start going to the body, and I start breaking them down.
No. I got to stop you right there. Osles Iglesias is going to have a big year. He's going to be a champion.
Okay, like I said,
he's going to be a champion.
Versus who is what I would say.
Are we sure Keyshawn's going to win on the 31st?
We shall see. We shall see. Now look at right here. I'm just hitting to the body, right? And I'm taking out the body, and people are like, "Oh, he's done playing with them." You know what I mean? He's putting water in the basement, as Teddy would say, right? Putting water in the basement, and I'm just putting it to the body. So this is the point of the round where I'm done playing games. This is Floyd versus Conor. I'm done playing games. Let me take that body. You're not used to this body work.
Ezra, here's the thing. You might have been putting in body work in the 7th round, but in the 8th, Matt has a good round here. Xander Zayas versus Ryan Garcia. Now, we know what Xander has planned here for the beginning of the year. So same thing for Ryan. I think that Xander has a lot bigger fights going into this year. Well, not bigger fights. I think we see more consistency out of Xander, which could lead him to have a better year than what we could see from Ryan Garcia, especially with the level of opponents that Ryan may fight to have that good year. Now, Ezra, what was your thoughts on taking Ryan Garcia here? And then, Matt, I want you to explain Zayas.
Ryan Garcia, like I said, it's a great talent. He's a great talent. I like that he has a Barrios fight already lined up. That's a world title. He's never had a world title before. He is lined up to get a world title. Now, Xander Zayas has a very good schedule ahead of him too because he has Burrell.
I don't need you to explain my pick.
I'm just saying.
I don't need you to explain my pick.
But Ryan, and like I said, if you listen to what Delo is saying, there's a lot of opponents on that side, man. And Ryan might be a free agent. I don't know how that's going to work out, but still might end up with the same options as opponents. And I keep telling everybody he's going to win the rematch. I keep telling everyone that will listen, he's going to win the rematch.
Well, I took Xander Zayas because obviously we know he's about to unify against Abbas Barao on January 31st in Puerto Rico. If he comes through on that fight, he has big nights ahead of him. He has a potential fight with Boots, a potential fight with Fundora, a potential fight with Vergil. The sky's the limit for Xander Zayas this year. So I think he's going to be in the matchups to make it happen. Now it's just a matter of his talent shining through in these matchups. We did get another question from Rosebud Ice Cream. He wants to know, is Keyshawn Davis at risk of becoming unreliable the way we view T.O. and Ryan?
I can't say that off of the one, the one shaky thing. I think it did hurt his momentum a little bit, but let's see what he does in this fight with on the versus who's he fighting? I can't think of his last name. Ortiz. Let's see what he does against Ortiz on the Tio undercard, Tio and Shakur undercard. That's a really good spot for him. So I don't want to put that on him yet.
Listen, a lot of people were ready to be out on Keyshawn Davis because of what happened last year with Nahir Albright and the missing of the weight with Edwin De Los Santos. But he is going to be busting in all his fans from Virginia for free to come to New York to watch his fight. Okay.
Really?
Yes, you got to be in on that. You got awesome. What a guy! What a great gesture by Keyshawn Davis. I'm all in on Keyshawn Davis. I'm all in on the return of Keyshawn Davis and the comeback of Keyshawn Davis. Yeah. I thought you made a great pick. So I'm not gonna hate on the pick. I don't think he's becoming unreliable. I think 140 and then 147 is what he want to do. Hey, with Devin Haney having issues getting fights, maybe he does fight Keyshawn at 147 this year. We'll just have to wait and find out.
No, that round, if I could explain it, Huey, that's me showing off. I was showing off. I was dancing around a little bit. And I might have got caught. I might have got caught a little bit, right? And people are like, wait, was he showing off or did his legs get a little shaky there? Maybe a little bit, right? A little arrogance right there, right? Because I've got a big lead. But I was showing off and I might have got caught that round. So people are curious going to the next round what's going to happen.
No. In this round, you raised your hand like Mikey Garcia against Errol Spence.
All right, I'm going to combine the 9th and 10th when I read these off here. In the 9th round, Matt had Richardson Hitchens, and he closed out his draft with Jamal Charlo. Ezra had newly crowned champion Abdullah Mason in the 9th round. And this leads into a question we got from the comments, who was Ezra's prospect of the year, either last year or 2 years ago, maybe both. Moses
both
Atama?
years. 2 years in a row, prospect of the year.
And we finally got it right.
2 years in a row.
Explain your last couple picks of the draft. Matt, we'll start with you. Richardson Hitchens and Jamal Charlo.
Richardson Hitchens, champion. He's going to have big fights. I mean, what is there to explain? He's either going to fight Oscar Duarte or Frank Martin, or he's going to fight both of them. He's going to have a nice year. He's going to do some big events. He's going to make some money, and he's one of the best boxers in the division. Jamal Charlo, return of the Mac. He is coming back this year, and he is going to be fighting Caleb Plant. Okay, he's going to go get that revenge. If he beats Caleb Plant, bro, Jamal Charlo is automatically the biggest name in the division at 168, not named Canelo. And who's to say that in September, when Canelo comes back, he comes back against Jamal Charlo?
He
could. That's crazy.
I know it's not crazy. I put thought into things.
All right. And then my number 9 pick was who again?
Oh, look! Your pick was so great. You don't know who it was.
Your number 9 pick was Abdullah Mason, and you had Moses Atama to close out the draft.
That's exactly. So I got a newly crowned world champion. Now, is he going to have the big names on his resume? No, but he's going to have 3 solid names. He's going to look more and more impressive as the year goes on. We're going to end the year being like, hey, is Abdullah Mason, is there a chance he's the best guy at 135? That's how we're going to end the year. Now, Moses Atama, this is a guy that Matt guys like Jaron, all these guys, they want to hold down, they want to knock down. You want to be like, no, don't try to crown them, all these things. And I'm telling you right now, we haven't seen a heavyweight prospect like this in quite some time. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy is, I keep telling you, he's a featherweight that fights a heavyweight. He has the ability of a featherweight, but fights a heavyweight. This guy, I understand they slowed it down. I understand they didn't take the Frank Sanchez fight, but he is going to run through competition this year. He's going to run through these heavyweights this year, and I tell you, he's going to end up with a world title. If Matt was saying other guys are going to have a world title, that's why he picked them. Well, my last guy that I got is going to be a heavyweight champ of the world. That's why I picked him. And what this was this me? My corner told me quit playing with this guy. You quit messing with this guy, and I started putting the big shots on him. Now, were there rounds where he would he would land back? Sure, but the big shots, the meaty shots were coming from me. Right now, this fight went to decision. I'll give him that. It wasn't a KO. It wasn't a KO. This year, it wasn't a KO. All past years, I had knocked him out, but this year it wasn't a KO. It went to decision. No, people that know, the people in the know that I won this fight, and I might have got a majority decision this time around, but I got the decision. And people know it should have been unanimous, but he started off with 2 rounds because people like that. People don't like me. That's the part you don't understand. And when I came in to boxing Twitter, when I came into this, people didn't like me. They didn't like me. They didn't want to hear me. They didn't want me to have success. They didn't want me to have a voice. And I had to win those people over. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think the people still like me, but they respect me. See, Matt has people like Matt. They enjoy Matt. They enjoy his company. Does he have the respect? That's what I'm asking you. Because to me, I have the respect. I'm not sure what Matt has. I think Matt's just a guy that makes jokes and makes people laugh, and he's a delight to be around. But I myself earn the respect. That's the hard way. That's the right way to do it. And that's what this draft proved. People don't want me to win, but I still won. And at the end of the year, we're going to be like, wow, this guy was thinking so far ahead with his picks. So that's what these last 2 rounds were. It was just me stop playing games with them and really land the meaty shots.
Thank you for leaving your ski mask at home today.
I can't.
All right. Let's get into quick hits and then close out the show here. So first up, and you guys tell me how much time you want to spend on each of these. The IBF is ordered, according to talkers, the IBF has ordered welterweight champion Lewis Crocker to face mandatory challenger Liam Paro. Any thoughts on this?
That's a tough fight for Crocker. I'm gonna tell you right now, Liam Paro, the Hitches fight people kind of were when they were back on his wagon when he beat Matias, then the Hitches fight happened. Paro can box, man. I'm telling you right now, that's a tough fight for Crocker. Crocker might lose his title on the first defense on that one.
Matt, anything to add?
Yeah, here's the thing, right? I think Lewis Crocker, he overplayed his hand. He was trying to fight Conor Walker. And IBF said, hell no, you're going to fight this guy. What he should have been doing was trying to get a unification with Devin Haney, and perhaps they would have allowed him to get that fight. But he decided to go the easier route, and now he got to fight his mandatory, and he might lose in his first defense. So, could have took the big money against Haney, overshot his shot, and now it is what it is.
All right. Also with the IBF, they've granted an extension to Frank Sanchez and Richard Torres as they continue to work towards a deal. Who wins this bout?
Ooh. I'm going to go with Richard Torres. I think youth will be served.
It's a big leap in competition for Torres. Now, I think he's looked better in performances. He's definitely improved. I think the ceiling's only so high for him, me personally. I could be way wrong on him, right? I could be way wrong on him. He's a heavy hitting. He's fast. I just think that he's still more of a brawler. He still has bad habits. I'm not sure how durable he's going to be. We got to figure that out. And the way he fights, he's going to get caught in shots. So we have to see. If he beats Sanchez, I got to shut the hell up, right? I got to shut the hell up for a little bit because that's
no. Hold on. You should shut the hell up just for him taking the fight.
I was surprised he did it. I didn't think that was possible. I admitted I was wrong on that. He's taking the fight. Now, it's not officially signed yet, so let's hold on a little bit. But if they get it signed, they get over the line, that's a good fight, a good heavyweight fight, and that's a guy really tests himself to see where he's at. If he wins that fight, he's ahead of Moises Tama at that point, right? Moises Tama knocks out Franklin, and he fights, and he beats Sanchez. That's a way better win. It's just way better. It's just nothing to compare on that, right? I still think Moises Tama has more ability, but it doesn't matter. At that point, he's actually doing the work, and he would enter himself in a point where he's actually competing with the championship and contenders of the heavyweight division. There's really no going backwards on there. You got to go. You basically are entering the thing and saying, "Hey, I'm here to fight all these guys." That makes the heavyweight division very interesting if he wins that fight. Like, what's best for boxing? It's Torres winning that fight.
All right. Albert Ramirez is set to go fight LaRon Richards on February 5th in defense of his interim WBA light heavyweight championship.
Say that 3 times.
You put lightweight heavyweight in the rundown.
You
There
know
you
the
go.
division. No,
There you go.
No, don't you dare. You know what division it is. God
You
damn it.
put
Well, also,
lightweight
wait.
heavyweight.
Hell yeah! Because you know what, Huey? If I were made that mistake, I'm glad, Huey. I'm glad. you did that.
All right. What are your? Do we have any thoughts on Albert Ramirez and this fight against LaRon Richards?
Yeah, fight a better fight. Fight a bigger fight.
Ezra,
Well, I
you
mean-
got anything to add?
I mean, we probably can't get no one, but Albert Ramirez is a guy to like. He's a tough out for sure. Like, he has ability. He's a tough guy. He's durable. So I like Albert Ramirez. I think he's someone to watch.
And most importantly, he does not know how to lose.
That's true. And I keep telling Matt it's kind of an easy thing to learn, but whatever. We'll keep
And last thing we have Brandon Adams, and I'm not gonna try this first name. Agarako and Agarako reach a deal for the IBF title eliminator in April. What are our thoughts on this matchup?
What you got coming up for the people this week, Ezra?
I will have the weekend recap. I will have the weekend recap tomorrow to
The
discuss
weekend
everything that
recap.
happened.
The weekend recap.
I will be discussing everything that just happened the past weekend. I want to keep people up to date with the boxing news, results, and storylines, what we're heading into, and what my thoughts were on the fights. And it's all on a YouTube short. It's all very, very watchable. It's not like, oh, I got to sit down and do. No. Real quick. You'll be out. It'll be out a minute and a half, 2 minutes max. I am quick with this. I'm getting the information out of there.
Your weekend recap was 2 minutes and 55 seconds, actually.
Well, that's still the 2 minute mark.
Don't lie to the people.
It's still the 2 minute mark. I also want to start breaking down Inoue versus Nocturne.
Don't tell us what you want to start doing. Tell us what you're actually going to do.
I'm gonna. To me, why I got in this, why I love it, is breakdowns. I love doing breakdowns. I want to bring breakdowns back. Me and Matt are gonna have to spitball though on how I do this without getting all my videos taken down.
I got some ideas.
Okay, Hugh. So perfect. So we'll start spitballing on that, but I'm definitely gonna start getting those going forward. Listen, content. That's why I want to bring you guys. I want to bring content to the people. The people go to us because we help them get through a work day. You just have feel just nice to have in the background. They come to us to listen about boxing, talk boxing. They also come to us to laugh. They also come to us to relax. And I want to make sure I provide content that is able to be enjoyable for the people. I want to do this for boxing. I want to bring boxing to the forefront of people's minds and say, I want to talk about this. I want to see this fight because I know about this fight because I listen to Brunch Boxing.
Well, what I got for the people, in case you haven't heard it yet, we had an interview with Olympic bronze medalist and heavyweight prospect Abner Teixeira, one of the most decorated heavyweights in the history of Brazil. That interview is already up on our Spotify feed, so make sure you go check that out. Also coming soon to the Spotify feed, we have the interview I did this week with Brooklyn's own Chris H2O Houston. He's going to be coming back in February also. So make sure you guys go check that out. One of the best featherweight prospects in all of boxing. We do have some interviews that we did a couple weeks ago that we're going to put on the feed.
With Pat
interview
Booz.
with Dimitri Salita. We have our interview with Tony Harrison, with Price Taylor, and with
our interview
Olivia
with
Curry.
Pat Booz.
Also, on the YouTube page, we have our interview that I did with Papoose. That is on the Brunch Boxing page. We also have the interview that we did months ago with the big deal, Brooklyn Barwick. That is also on our YouTube page. It was just sitting in our drafts for months.
So
You
some
know?
interesting comments on that one. And then Pat Poose. So don't forget that Pat Poose interview. I mean, one of the bigger
Don't forget
names
the Papoose interview that we did. It's on the YouTube right now, so go check that out. I'm also going to be posting the entire conversation that I had with Ryan Garcia. But I'll be
Wow.
posting that after his fight is
Wow.
officially
Let,
announced. That's going to be a special treat coming for the people. Like I
let
said,
me
we
tell you
got a lot
something.
of. Go
I
ahead.
heard that, right? I heard that. Let me tell you something. There is some great information and questions asked. I mean, you really got to pay attention to this one. That have not been asked to Ryan Garcia. Answers that have not been gotten from Ryan Garcia. And I think this one, I think there are headlines in this interview that people just completely missed or weren't there for the thing. And I think if you listen to this interview, there's some real revealing stuff. You got to really pay attention. But Matt is one of the best interviewers in boxing, if not the best. And he got some great questions of Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, so we got a lot of good stuff coming this week. Hopefully we can get some of our YouTube interviews that we've done on the Spotify feed also. Just in case you guys on Spotify haven't heard it yet, because Ezra had a whole bunch of interviews out there in San Antonio. Mike had a lot out in Vegas. You know, I had a couple. So we're trying to sync all the work on all platforms for the people to enjoy brunch boxing. That's gonna be coming soon. But go check for the interviews that we did already. Go ahead,
I
Ezra.
also have I will have 2 training videos posted tomorrow as well. I got to do 2 training videos. So in the morning, I'll go film those. Got 2 things. Listen, I watch these fights. I come up with something. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There's something you could do there to work on this one specific thing. You know, not everything is not everything's like a workout drill. Some of them are just like training things you can work on. But I'm trying to give you everything that I know about boxing, everything that I've done training, everything. I try to give you everything I can. And there's a lot of things that you can work on that people don't really think about. Like, don't think about delays in boxing, like running a hesitation, right? No one thinks about practicing a hesitation in boxing, but those things you have to work on, like those things create openings. So I am going to be doing those too. But like I said, you guys got to check out that Papoose interview. Seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming. That's pretty much it, man. Make sure you guys go follow us on Twitter. Follow us subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify. Give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Go rate the podcast. Give us 5 stars. Show your love for Brunch Boxing if you haven't already. Like I said, we're independent. We are completely moving mom and pop shop. We pop the trunk on this, you know. And as always, you could support me directly. I don't care. Listen, Ezra don't want to ask you guys for money. Me, I'm asking you guys for money. Support me directly. Hit the Cash App, hit the Venmo. Cash App is $ is that your face. Venmo is that your face. PayPal is that your face at gmail.com. Just, you know, go support your boys, support the platform. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pike. But today's show has come to an end. This has been another edition of Brunch Boxing. He is our super producer, Huey P. He is our COO, the Mexican Al Heyman Mike. He is our host, EzRaw Boxing. I am Matt. We are Brunch Boxing, and we are out.
I want to say thank you to all the guests, Cliff Rold and TY from the Sunday Morning Sermon. There will be a special edition of the Sunday Morning Sermon happening on Twitter today before the games start kickoff, so tune in out there. Have a good one.